governance, fuel entrepreneurship, strengthen digital infrastructure, and redefine the future of work. As Odisha takes bold steps with the launch of the Odisha AI Policy 2025, today's sessions will explore also how our state can emerge as a leader in building a responsible, data-driven, and human-centric AI ecosystem. From AI-powered governance to responsible innovation, from skilling for the future to nurturing AI entrepreneurs, today is about embracing change, empowering talent, and shaping a smarter tomorrow. Like I said, we are very privileged that Honorable Chief Minister Shri Mohan Charan Majhi would be joining in for the valedictory ceremony. I'll request everyone to be with us till the end of the day and be a part of the closing ceremony as well. We'll also have the esteemed presence of Honorable Minister, Electronics and IT, Dr. Mukesh Mahaling, for the closing ceremony, along with the Principal Secretary, Electronics and IT and Energy Departments, Government of Odisha, Shri Vishal Kumar Dev, who was also kind enough to grace our inaugural ceremony yesterday. Before we begin, I'll take this opportunity to give a few information. First of all, as I had said yesterday, in this hall, internet is complimentary thanks to our partner Lightware, complimentary internet provided by Mr. Aditya. The username would be Outdoor Bhubaneswar in case some of you want to use the free Wi-Fi for any work or anything, or just posting on social media about today's event. And the password would be a little complicated, so you can note it down. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the password for the free internet. And we would also take this opportunity to once again thank all our partners before we begin. Our special thanks to Industries and Electronics and IT Departments, Government of Odisha, for their wholehearted support. We are very grateful to TiE Global for their support to this event. Of course, we would also like to thank OCAC, Odisha New Opportunities, Startup Odisha, STPI, MTech, SIDBI, Paradip Phosphate, Akri Techno, Aviva, Koliam, Kotak, Every One Consulting, MyCitylinks, Boca Cafe, Omni Agent, Chitrazo, OdishaLIVE, Ace Commercial, DN Homes, Tatwa, Z Estate, SRB, Cosentus, The Crown, CV Raman, eSpirit, Toyota, Batoi, Retrod, Zivka, Nilanchal, IT Plus Point, Zenisk, Curie Blocks, Webzin, My eFarm, OroN, RK Associates, and Lightware. Can we have a big round of applause for all our partners? Thank you for your support, for making this event such a grand success. And without any further delay, we would like to get this started. So I'll request everyone to please keep mobile phones in silent mode as I take this opportunity to request the TiE Bhubaneswar President, Shri Ayush Kant Mohanty, the driving force behind TiEcon Bhubaneswar 2025, to present the welcome address. So a big round of applause.
Good morning, Bhubaneswar. And good morning, TiE Bhubaneswar. I know it's 10:15 or 10:30, Sunday morning, and how difficult it is coming to be here, attend the session like this in the morning. But thank you all. So be in time and attending the session, because you know TiE, we believe a couple of things as an entrepreneur, that time is very important and very spacious element for all of us. Let me tell you that yesterday was an incredible success. The kind of interaction, deliberation, discussion happened yesterday, and participation, it's something beyond expectation. I thank everybody for that, who supported, who came here, participated, maybe our participants, maybe the government, maybe the TiE ecosystem. Is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for that. Second, And the first day was, we focused more on celebrating entrepreneurship. It means that we want to celebrate here and send a strong message to the society that the entrepreneurs are the change makers, entrepreneurs are the nation builders, entrepreneurs are different. And to bring that respect, the mind of the society, the mind change, the mindset, yesterday was a fantastic and message was given. I get messages from all across the country or the chapters that the message has gone that we did fantastic job yesterday and all credit goes to you and my team. Today, it's also a very important day, second day is very important day because when we thought of the event, we thought that, okay, celebration is one thing, second, what the next thing we should do? Then we discussed and the thing come out that AI, because everywhere, wherever you go, everywhere that AI. Then we try to say how to connect AI to entrepreneurship. It's very important because right now, whatever things you do, whatever things think, wherever you go, everywhere AI. So same way, we entrepreneurs are also impacted, also have to change our mindset, change our attitude, change our way of doing business using AI. How AI can be used by the entrepreneur for a better performance, better efficiency, and better business goal, that kind of things. So that's the way we thought of, let's have the second day, have that AI and entrepreneurship. And that's why we call this Odisha's first AI summit holding today. Let's celebrate also same thing also, the first AI summit of the state. And thank to the government of Odisha, especially OCAC, supporting us like anything to making this possible, same way other department also. And thank to also government leadership team. We are so happy that Honorable CM has given consent to be here around 5 p.m. to witness our success what we have done today, and also we'll have the opportunity to connect to the decision maker, the highest person or highest decision maker of the state, tell that what the entrepreneur needs and what to be done. Another point is that we at this, today also we are coming up discussing certain the innovative things, and yesterday you might have seen that we have launched a couple of initiatives, 4 initiatives. हम TiE Bhubaneswar में हम सोच रहे हैं कि we'll not about only discussing and think, also do something on the ground. Our leadership team starting with Satyabhat Ratha, Anata Pari, and on the mentors, we strongly believe that we should do something on the ground. What we should do so that more entrepreneurs will come to the main source and more entrepreneurship can be created and better ecosystem entrepreneurs can be happen in this state. So we'll be working on the same on the whole 1 year, focusing TiE Bhubaneswar team will work whole 1 year to achieve that. And the 4 initiatives, first one is that voice of entrepreneurship we discussed. Second, that identifying 100 women change makers. Third one, that every block we should have a TiE representative so that the entrepreneurship can go to the grassroots level, TiE can be connected to a grassroots level, promoting entrepreneurship. Fourth one is most important, yesterday we have seen the student entrepreneurship. We are requesting and working with the government how to introduce entrepreneurship in the curriculum of the school level. So I think we have done a fair good job on identifying those initiatives and launching that one. After all, I also thank Murli, the TiE Global Chair, his his support, he stood like something very strong behind us to make the TiEcon, first TiEcon movements happen so successful. So I wish all of you a great day, great interactive day, great day to, you should know each other, interact with each other. I know, let's explore how AI can be very important in our day-to-day activity in their life. Thank you so much. Wish you a great time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aishkant Mahanti, for setting the tone for day 2. Before I invite our next speaker, I want to play a small game. I'll give you a hint, who could it be? And you'll have to guess who it is. It's very easy. How many of you were there yesterday? Please raise your hands. All right. Most of you were there yesterday. How many of you attended the inaugural ceremony? Okay, most of you did. So our next speaker is someone who charmed everybody during the inaugural ceremony with his infectious energy and inspiring address. Who do you think it could be? Can we hear a big? Yeah, I haven't heard it right. Yes, that it is. So let's invite the TiE Global President, Mr. Mulli Patnam, to address this gathering on day 2 of TiEcon Bhubaneswar 2025.
Good morning, everyone. I never thought that someone can make me blush, and the credit goes to Diksha. And especially with my dark skin, I never thought that I could be pink, right? So I not only became pink, I also wore pink, right? And that is nothing to do with my Telangana's previous government, right? Good morning, AK. Guys, can we put a big round of applause for AK and his team, please? Huge round of applause. AK, what you have done is phenomenal. And not from an event perspective, right? Some of the seeds which you have sown yesterday and what you're doing today, you may not be directly involved to see the benefits what you have done. But this is what I call as a butterfly effect, right? Maybe 2 decades later, a small entrepreneur, as Vijay Menon was mentioning yesterday, I heard transform ourselves and adapt ourselves into utilizing the AI. When the same technology came, there were huge strikes in London and Manchester. The party, the right wing, left wing, the Luddites in those days, they went on hartal. They broke the machines, thinking that their jobs were, getting eliminated. Yes, there was some job displacement, but overall, what happened? The new jobs got created. Machines across the world got created. Your distribution system for the textiles increased, enhanced. So logistics came. Your graphic designers for the textile, a completely new industry arrived with this power loom technology. So when a new technology comes, right, this particular is not with the age of, oh, I'm going to move from a 286 to 386 to Pentium. No, nothing that. This is a revolution, right? You will hear from a good friend who I had an opportunity to interact yesterday and today, Satyakam Mohanty. You are not related to them. He's also a Mohanty. He is going to talk about AI later in the today, and I had an opportunity to interact with him, right? And so the biggest thing what it will do is, imagine you as an individual, you have a particular DNA and you want a medicine that would work very, very specifically for your DNA. No technology will do it except artificial intelligence that is coming. Imagine a grandmother sitting in Srikakulam, not too far from Bhubaneswar. She wants a diabetic medicine which needs to be customized for her DNA and delivered to her in a speedier manner. A drone enabled by AI, a pharmaceutical company enabled by AI will prepare that medicine, and the drone will deliver to that lady in Srikakulam. And that is the power of AI. So if you all are adaptable, and this is where my appeal to all the entrepreneurs here, what is the word which you all should look for? That word is antah-prerana, the passion born within each of us. We should take that inner passion and say, how can I take this passion and build an entrepreneurial opportunities? How can I use the AI to customize my logistics? How can I see Ranjana somewhere in the audience. She's a food entrepreneur. How can I customize a pizza for a particular customer who comes into my restaurant? So that is the power of AI. And I met Priyanka, who was yesterday your yoga entrepreneur, right? How can I use AI in the traditional ancient mechanisms of yoga and say what asanas can this particular individual can do so that the longevity of that individual can be done? Now, I cannot end this without quoting what we at TiE should be doing. Imagine we implement, Vijay, implement AI in our TiE secretariat, and imagine the one of the entrepreneurs among the 500,000 communities, how we can customize what delivery mechanism which we can do to that entrepreneur so that entrepreneur can become the next unicorn from this our own Bhubaneswar. So that, my friends, is the power of AI. So please let the fear of AI not consume you, but let the power of AI transform you into what the possibilities can do and what AI can do to this particular state, this particular city, this particular area. And the only way this Bharat can become the greater nation and truly transform itself into India is when the bridge between the Bharat and India shrinks, and that can only happen if we all adapt the power of AI. Good luck for all the AI entrepreneurs. Good luck, and may the unicorns from this area shine and show the light to the Odisha and India in the coming decade. Thank you once again.
I welcome him for the presentation.
Yes.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome again to today's proceedings of TiEcon 2025. I'm sure you enjoyed the entire day yesterday with so much of knowledge and dissemination of information, meeting entrepreneurs, young and old. I'm sure yesterday you heard the talk by our Industry Secretary, Mr. Hemant Sharma, and Mr. Vishal Dev, our IT Secretary. I will just like to remind you again that it was very clearly pointed out there that the eastern part of the country, the eastern states and the northeast state taken together is going to be the growth engine of the country for the next decade. And Odisha is going to play a very, very vital role in that journey, growth story. The Odisha government, particularly I'm talking, of the Electronics and IT Department and OCAC, we work on a very, very collaborative mode, with all the industry associations like TiE Bhubaneswar, the NASCOM and ESC, about which I'm going to talk today. I'm here to talk about the collaboration we have with the electronic software, and computer software export promotion council, and the kind of association we have to promote the IT industry, the startups, the SMEs, and all that. So to start with, this is the overview of ESC. I think I'm going to talk only when it is necessary. Very few sentences are there. You can quickly go through it also. So they could see those startups and SMEs who have the intentions of exporting their products and services, electronic products or IT services or software, or those who are doing it already. So they are the people who should become the members of ESC. Because only when you become the members of ESC, you can access all the benefits that are available under the foreign trade policy of the DGFT under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Doesn't matter even if you're not exporting anything right now, but you can still be a member and get a lot of information which will be useful to you. So I'll talk about the Odisha ESC partnership. We signed an MOU with the ESC, the Electronics and ID Department, in November 2023. And in the last almost close to 2 years, a lot of good things have happened. ESC has posted a dedicated officer in Odisha who looks after the entire membership growth, the benefits that the companies should get under the FTP policy, and as a result, the membership has grown almost fourfold in the last 1.5 years. So the membership which are close to 20, now we have 80 members who are the very active members of ESC, and they are availing all the benefits that are available under the policy. So these are the various benefits ESC provides you. It provides you a growth ecosystem for development in association with the OCAC and Electronics and ID Department. It provides you global connectivity and mentoring. It provides you enhanced market access to various schemes of the DGFT. Then it provides policy advocacy. It is a voice, your voice is heard through the ESC. So this is the role of ESC under the MOU. It provides mentorship and guidance to startups and SMEs. It helps you participate in trade fairs in India and in overseas. It provides a platform for policy advocacy. Whatever problems you are facing in respect of policy framework, it acts as a voice for you. It provides you global market access. It provides you investor outreach. If you're looking for funding, this is the platform. Then it provides you various support in terms of hosting of conference and all that. So these are the broad scope of the MOU under which we have joined hands with ESC. The role of government of Odisha in this broader MOU is to make available all the facilities under ESC to you, to bring to your doorstep. We have, as I told you already, that we have provided an exclusive office space to ESC where their officers, now I believe there are 2 dedicated officers. We had 1, now 1 more has joined, and they're working very hard and very closely with the members. So this is ESC in Odisha, on-ground presence. I have already told about this. So they have a industry support cell. This is called industry support cell. Those who have not visited it, as you enter the OCAC building, the old OCAC building, not the OCAC tower, the very first room in the right side is the ESC dedicated office. Please visit there and learn about the various schemes and benefits under the export promotion, and please do avail those. So this is how ESC helps members, as I have already told you. It provides you an access to global trade leads, B2B matchmaking. That means, you want to collaborate with other startups and SMEs in other countries. They provide you a matchmaking platform. Then global export presence, and lastly, financial connect. So they also provide you various kind of connect for your funding requirement, particularly for startups, I would say. So these are the additional benefits you get. You get your product promoted under the ESC various publications they come out with. There even their websites. There are certain sections where they can promote your products and services. Dispute resolution, very, very important thing. If you're exporting to other countries, sometimes there are trade disputes. There are confusion about the policy of the country, other country, how to avail the best. So they help you in resolving such kind of conflicts if there is any. Policy advocacy I have spoken. Then government liaisoning, they help you to liaison with, the foreign trade missions and the other, industry bodies in other countries. And the flagship events, as you all know, IndiaSoft is the flagship event of ESC. And we as the Electronics and IT Department, OCAC, we have been participating in these events almost for the last 20 years plus, since its inception. And the event had its silver jubilee in last year, this year in fact, 2025. 25 years of very successfully connecting our entrepreneurs to the overseas entrepreneurs, matchmaking, and providing a very, very effective platform. Then there is another event, which is India Electronics Expo, particularly who are in the hardware sector, ESDM sector. This is the expo for them to connect with their counterparts, to sell their products overseas. Then various ESC takes various global business delegations. Once they have the market intelligence, what kind of services and support required by other countries, they do a survey. Then those who are interested from India, they take a delegation to these countries, particularly Asian countries, Africa, and even US, UK, and other countries. So these are the opportunities for Odisha enterprises in respect of the membership benefits and other things. You get an international exposure, you get networking, obviously, like the kind of networking you are getting in this event. You get the same kind of networking, global connections you get. You get also support in terms of capacity building, and you're influencing the policy to your advantage. So coming back, there are four distinct schemes in fact. If you're an exporter, one is the advance license. If you are exporting certain things to other countries, particularly physical goods, electronic goods, you get an advance license for getting exemption on your input materials, so that your products which you are producing, basically, they become more and more competitive in the foreign market. You don't have to pay the customs at all. You get advance license under this policy. Then there is duty drawback. Depending on what product you are dealing with, you can get duty drawback. That means you manufacture the product, on the input, you get all the duties reimbursed by the DGFT. And the third one is deemed export. Certain projects which are happening in India, they are treated as deemed export projects. That means you get the same benefit as if you are exporting to other countries. So there are three major benefits. But if you ask me, depending on your product, which scheme you will fall into, you have to look into the foreign trade policy and the handbook of procedures of the DGFT to understand that. So once you identified your HS code of your product, it will be very clear to you where do I fall and how can ESC help me in getting the best benefits out of the scheme. Then the market access initiatives that will connecting you to foreign markets, foreign entrepreneurs and other startups and SMEs in other countries. and even accessing foreign capital to a large to some extent. So these are all the benefits you get under the various schemes of ESC. And for the delegates who have come here for the 2-day event, I would request them, if you have spare time, if you are here tomorrow, please do visit the ESC office for more information in our OCAC building. And you can also look for strategic collaboration with the Bhubaneswar based startups and SMEs here. You can look for co-investment and investment, joint venture opportunities, and for also associations with international companies. So these are all the benefits, bouquet of benefits you get through the ESC membership. And as I told you, over the last 1.5 years, the membership has become 4-fold, and there is an indication of the enthusiasm of our local entrepreneurs to get the benefits under various schemes of ESC. And I would all request to those who have not yet become members to become members of ESC and get the benefits of ESC as well as OCAC working together. As I told you initially, OCAC and E&I department works hand in hand with ESC, NESCOM, and TiEcon. So you get all the benefits under various schemes we have. So this is in a nutshell my presentation. I would like to take any questions if there are any. And of course, we have the regional, our Mr. Ashwini Rath, who is the regional chairman for the eastern region of ESC. And we have also Ram Kinkar Mishra, who is the dedicated officer of ESC here. So if there are questions, both are from time, yes. So any questions? Most welcome. So I believe we have lots of members who are already aware of the benefits. So no questions, thank you. And Ram Kinkar will be there here throughout the day. Any kind of interaction, you're most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We would also like to take this opportunity to felicitate him. So I'll request TiE Bhubaneswar President Shri Ashkan Mohanty to please join on stage, do the honors, and felicitate Professor Ashok Kumar Panda. He also comes with 25 years of academic experience, has contributed significantly in areas such as data mining, evolutionary algorithms, and real-time database optimization. So thank you for this wonderful presentation. And he's already said any support needed, we have Mr. Mishra for any queries that you can consult during the day. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, just very quickly, we'll be, today is, like I said, the valedictory ceremony. We are expecting Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Mohan Charan Majhi. So we'll have to be sticking to the time schedule today to ensure that we are starting the valedictory ceremony on time. So just a small reminder on that. May I now request Shri Mahavir Pratap Sharma, former Chair of Global Board of Trustees and also General Participation Ventures, who has been with us since yesterday to give a perspective of TiE Global Summit and TiE Angels.
I've been introduced quite a few times. I don't need further introductions. Good morning, everyone. Sunday morning, a challenge on people, but good to see you all be here. TiE's mission for the first 27, 28 years was just to mentor, to handhold, to help networking, stay away from investments. All our members were investors, all our members were angels or VCs. Most of them were across Silicon Valley to Delhi, Bangalore. But we never thought of investing. But in 2019-20, TiE thought that there's a gap in the market. The startups struggle to raise money when they don't have money from family and friends. The angels need post-revenue validation, POC, etc., etc. But there's a gap in the first check and second check, and that's where TiE thought we could play a role. So in 2020, we launched TiE Global Angels, which is a very simple program, and I would urge everyone, every startup who's thinking of an idea to come to TiE to their local chapter. The Global Angel Programs works very simply. You go to your chapter. If it's a small sum of money, 25, 30, 40, 50 lakhs, the angel program will work. The chapter can invest locally. For the follow-on round or a larger round, the chapter will upload your pitch deck, the business plan, the ask, the valuation on the Global Angels platform. And there, any chapter across the world then can co-invest with the local chapter. So it's a very simple 2-3 step formula, and I think early stage, idea stage companies can benefit from that. But no angel program, and the two reasons: one, startups, and one, investors. So all charter members sitting here from TiE Bhubaneswar, no angel program can work. No investment can come into your ecosystem if you guys don't invest. The first check, the first validation of the idea, the first diligence that you have to go and do on site of the team has to be local. If you're not participating locally, if you're not validating locally, if you're not investing locally, there's no program or no angel network that can help you at all. So the angel networks and angel funds are different. Angel networks work on no carry, no profit, basically just giving away, just charging a small diligence fee, and that's about it. But local ownership is needed. So startups locally should reach out to TiE Bhubaneswar to work with the local chapter, look at investments, and then escalate it by that local chapter to the national or global angel program. And then, of course, angel investment can happen. We have masterclasses. We have people amongst ourselves on the TiE Global board, outside of the board, who are actively looking at the angel program, who can help you and help decide whether it's investable or not, whether the valuation is right or not, whether, someone was talking about yesterday that Bhubaneswar is a market that has great ideas, great startups, great revenues, 3, 4, 5 crores, but they don't understand valuation. They give away too much of equity at an early stage. And many people who are novice and need money end up taking up that money of 25, 30, 40, 50 lakhs and giving up a lot of equity which is not required. And the follow-on round becomes absolutely impossible because the founder's equity has diluted. So there's lots of mentoring, there's lots of education that needs to go. We at TiE are absolutely happy. There's so many VCs and angels on the TiE platform that are happy to help you and tell you whether you should invest or not, what should be the valuation, whether this is a convertible round, whether there should be a floor or a cap, what should be the discount. The standard terms and policies are not difficult to learn, but if you are new as an investor or if you're new as a startup, we are happy to mentor and help you because we need local ecosystems to thrive. Multiple benefits. If the local ecosystem thrives, you become relevant in the incubation and accelerator programs and colleges locally because you have the money, you have the check, you have the bandwidth to take that startup to a next level, which is the Global Angel program. The government starts to look at you positively because once you reach a global investment stage, money will come from angels and VCs outside of Odisha, and that's where investments into Odisha or Odisha-based startups will happen. That's the second benefit. And thirdly and lastly, all of us make money because you're on the ground, you're working with the team at early stage. Mentoring and hand-holding is the most important thing, and you're doing that under our guidance and supervision and advice, and that's how all of us will end up making money because when we exit, we all make money. TiE Angels was launched in 1920. We've done about 30 to 40 investments globally, most of it in the US, about 8 to 10 in India. I was leading it for the first 4 or 5 years. I've stepped down last year, but Suresh Raju from Hyderabad is now leading it. We have a monthly deal flow meeting that happens. Reaching that level or startups of that level is very, very critical, or not easy rather. So a local hand-holding and reaching the deal flow level where all global angels are participating is very, very important for you to raise the follow-on round. Also, while we are doing this angel program, and if you are not able to qualify or your chapter does not invest in you, there is a fast-forward method that TiE proposes every year, which is the TGS 100. So TGS 100 is a national competition where thousands of startups can participate, early stage, idea stage companies. We select the top 100 every year, and those top 100 are showcased at TiE Global Summit every year. This year, it's going to be showcased in Jaipur, as you all know, in the first week of January. So if you are not inclined to go to your local chapter, if you feel that it will take time, you can participate in the TGS 100, which will be announced in about after the 15th of August. You put your pitch deck, you put your video, you put all the things that are required, and you will eventually, if you are selected to the TGS 100, you will be showcasing your idea in Jaipur on the 5th and 6th of January in front of a few hundred investors. Almost all investors sitting here will be there, and many more will be coming from outside. You will also get a discount to exhibit and showcase your product or services at an exhibition there. So it's basically, TiE's mission now is to take the next step forward and to start investing into where their mouth is. Gyan, mentoring, India has lots of advisors, but someone who can put the money where their mouth is, invest in what they are suggesting, invest in what they believe in is the most important mission that TiE has undertaken, and TiE's relevance in the early stage, idea stage angel investors is very, very critical. So I strongly urge TiE charter members here to invest locally. I strongly urge startups to pitch to local charter members or local chapter. I strongly urge you to qualify to go to the deal flow, which is a national or international deal flow, or apply at TGS. I look forward to having young, bright startups being invested and succeeding in Odisha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mahveerji. So before we move towards our panel discussion, our last presentation for the day, for the inaugural session, in fact, I'm sorry. So we have a very young perspective here. We have a young, she's an associate TiE member, an entrepreneur, a very passionate and certified yoga instructor with a deep commitment to holistic well-being. She also serves as the co-founder of AAA Brains Yoga Studio. And today she's here to talk about her dream project, an AI university. So ladies and gentlemen, a graduate from Liberty University, Virginia, we have Ms. Asta Padhi here with us. I'll request her for her presentation on her dream project, an AI university. Let's welcome her with a round of applause.
Every year, tens of thousands of India's brightest minds leave home, not because they don't love their country, but because world-class education isn't available here. What we lose goes far beyond numbers. Billions in tuition fees flowing to foreign universities, our best talent-building solutions for other nations, family bonds weakened by distance. Most importantly, we lose the minds that could solve India's biggest challenges. Meet Asta Padhi, a recent graduate from Liberty University, USA. But unlike most, she's returning with a vision. Her mission: build one of the world's leading AI universities right here in Odisha, where global quality education meets local accessibility, where India's youth build AI solutions for India's challenges. Picture students in cutting-edge labs, learning from international faculty, creating innovations that transform our nation. Families staying together while their children access world-class education. Imagine the economic growth when billions of dollars stay within our borders, instead of flowing out. This isn't just about one university. It's about stopping brain drain forever. About putting Odisha on the global map as a center of AI excellence. This vision will take 25 years of dedicated work. It needs partners who believe in the mission, investors who think long-term, and people who care about India's future. The next generation shouldn't need to fly 7,000 miles to chase their dreams. Let's build those dreams here, in India, in Odisha. Because if we don't build the future, then who will?
Thank you, everyone. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank TiEcon Bhubaneswar for giving me this platform to share my mission. So, I'm here to share a mission that can transform India's future, building world-class AI education right here in Odisha. Every year, tens and thousands of Indian brightest minds have to leave to foreign countries to get their higher education. Because, not because they don't like our country, but AI education is not available here. So we lose billions in tuition fees, weaken family bonds, and we watch brilliant minds solve problems of other nations rather than ours. So the core problem is, why does this happen? Our institutions lag behind global standards in AI curriculum, research infrastructure, and innovation ecosystems. Students recognize this gap and seek opportunities elsewhere in other countries, creating a vicious cycle of talent drain. So our vision is to build a premier AI university in Odisha that combines global quality and local accessibility. A place where students don't choose excellence and they can even stay close to their family. Comprehensive excellence. This university offers world-renowned faculty, state-of-the-art facilities, and industry partnerships. Students can stay close to their family, reduce financial burden, and focus on AI solutions for Indian-specific challenges and innovation built for Indian problems by the Indian minds. So the transformation, this basically has 5 key impacts. First, stop brain drain. Second, drive economic growth by keeping billions in India. Strengthen families, create an innovation hub for Indian challenges, and put Odisha on the global AI map. So this cannot happen overnight. This is a long-term commitment. So this requires a 25 years of vision. For the first 5 years, it will take to build the infrastructure. The next 10 years is dedicated to establishing of reputation. And the final 10 years is to make Odisha the global AI leader. So sustainable excellence takes time, right? So partnership opportunity. I need partners who share this vision, strategic investors thinking long term, industry leaders for collaboration, policymakers, academic institutions, and community leaders who believe in the future of India. So this is the choice before us. Should the next generation fly 7,000 miles to chase their dreams? Let's build those dreams right here in Odisha. So join the mission with me. Together, we can transform India's education landscape, retain our brightest minds, and create lasting prosperity. I invite you to join this mission. Thank you for believing in India's AI future. Thank you.
A big round of applause for this young girl for her presentation and her dream project. I'll request Aishkant Mohanty, the president of TiE Bhubaneswar, and Ms. Ranjana Singha. She was been there with us since yesterday, past president TiE Coimbatore. I'll request both of them to join on stage and do the honors to felicitate our young entrepreneur, Ms. Asta Padhi. All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be now moving to our panel discussions. And given the fact that we have several discussions lined up for the day, with ending up with the valedictory ceremony where we are expecting the Honorable Chief Minister, my humble request once again to all the moderators of each panel to ensure that we are wrapping it up on time. There'll be a timer on your screen. You can take a reference from that. So our first discussion, very important, like I said, today's, with the Odisha AI Policy 2025 launch, this becomes our thematic discussion. Odisha AI Policy 2025, unlocking the future of inclusive growth, innovation, and governance. And we are very, very privileged to have with us a wonderful panel here with us today. Shri Manas Ranjan Panda, MD OCAC and Special Secretary, Electronics and IT Department, Government of Odisha. We also have Shri Vivek Agarwal, Country Director, Tony Blair Institute. And the session would be moderated by Dr. Ashwini Kumar Rathore, CEO, TiE Systems India. I would like to invite all of them on stage with a huge round of applause and take this opportunity to introduce them. Mr. Manas Ranjan Panda serves as the MD OCAC, Special Secretary to Electronics IT Department, Government of Odisha. He plays a pivotal role in shaping the digital and technological landscape of the state. He has been a strong advocate for positioning Odisha as a hub for electronics and semiconductor manufacturing. His strategic involvement in policy formation has led to the launch of Odisha's electronics system design and manufacturing and semiconductor policies aimed at attracting industry investment, has also championed the development of cutting-edge infrastructure like the Entrepreneur Park, Tier 3 data centers and fab labs to support innovation and entrepreneurship. Previously also played a key role at STPI Odisha, where he worked to strengthen the startup and tech ecosystem in the region. We have with us Mr. Vivek Agarwal, a seasoned policy expert and technology strategist, currently serving as the Country Director India at the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, with experience spanning the Americas, South Asia, East Africa, and Middle East. He has led transformative initiatives at the intersection of policy, technology, and sustainable development, an alumnus of IIT Kanpur with a master's in public policy from Georgetown University. He previously co-managed a $10 billion development portfolio at the World Bank and is also a regular columnist on AI in Odisha. He led TBI's support for formulation of the AI policy and is currently engaged with other Indian states as well in the same domain. The session, ladies and gentlemen, will be moderated by Dr. Ashwini Kumar. He's here with us today. Dr. Ashwini Kumar Rath, the founder and CEO of TiE Systems, leading innovation in cloud computing, AI, and sustainable enterprise software. He's a trained theoretical physicist who transitioned into the world of digital technology as an entrepreneur, a global traveler and speaker. He writes on technology, society, and development, weaving together a wide range of subjects with natural ease. As an author and technologist, he has penned both academic work, such as cloud computing, Facing the Reality, and an anthology of poetry, Rising Petals. Recognized as one of Odisha's top 20 most inspirational personalities and a mentor to startups, he actively supports government tech initiatives and serves on educational and policy boards. So I request Dr. Rath to take this session forward from here. Thank you so much. And let's welcome the panel once again on stage.
Good morning. So first of all, I would like to request that you should take each table. There is a policy print copy is kept, AI policy. And also, I'm pleased to announce on May 28th this year, Odisha is the first state, is a cabinet approved draft of AI policy, which has been in there, in effect. And if you read the policy, there are basically two-tier approach for implementation, the playbook, to creation of AI task force, and also an AI cell in OCAC or OCAC, which is the major sponsor for this event. And with me, you have the best of the world, the person who is in the driver's seat of OCAC, the managing director of OCAC or OCAC, Sri Panda, and who is actually driving this policy and on the front foot. And also Sri Vivek Agarwal, who is country director of TBI, Tony Blair Institute. So Tony Blair Institute has been a guiding force in creating this policy. Their major contribution across country for other states. Of course, Odisha has been very proactive to adopt this first. And this policy particularly focuses, I'll provide some context initially, and then I'll come back to our panelist. AI, I would not like to remind you or tell anything about this. Maybe you have already asked ChatGPT what you would expect from AI policy or from this session also. So AI policy in Odisha focuses on various directions, particularly in education, in agriculture, healthcare, disaster management, and in overall public governance. And currently, the policy is in the conceptual stage, has been put forth. And so I would like to know from Sri Panda, how does it align with Odisha Vision 2030, which is a decade-long vision for the government, and how it aligns also with National AI Mission?
Thank you. Very good morning to each and everyone. Let me first thank the TiE Bhubaneswar chapter for having the TiEcon, organizing the TiEcon Bhubaneswar, first time in Odisha. Also, I'd like to thank the entire leadership of TiEcon who had come to Bhubaneswar and intend to collaborate with the local ecosystem. I think yesterday the sessions must have been very, very fruitful. We had a lot of speakers from government, speakers from industries, venture capitalists. So, and today's session is more focused on the theme artificial intelligence. So, as Dr. Ashwini mentioned, so we have we are one of the first state to come up with the AI policy for the state of Odisha. So before talking something about AI policy, what is there, what are the ingredients of the policy? So all of you, we aware that, so when few of us sitting within this room or in the state of Odisha or per se any geographical location, we are creator of AI, but most of us are the consumer and user of AI, knowingly or unknowingly. So we consume AI, we use AI, artificial intelligence, in all our day-to-day lives. So AI, artificial intelligence, is one of the technology superpower that bridges the physical and digital world. So looking at that, I am fortunate to have my friend Vivek who represent the Tony Blair Institute so they help us drafting the policy, looking at various aspects. I think we have got several rounds of discussion with industry leaders, local entrepreneurs, local ecosystem players, universities, academics. In terms, while we formulate this policy, we, I think, floated this policy for a public consultation also. With lot of effort, we have come out with the policy. And I think with a month time, we are already in a shape to come up with the operational guideline. Because a policy, how it can be implemented, unless until there is a direction, there is a operational guideline in place. So that also we are working hard. So we have taken few suggestions from the industry leaders. We are incorporating that. I think with a month or 2 months time, or maximum 1 month time, we are coming with a operational guideline where there will be a clear-cut clarity how the AI solutions can be adopted, how the technology can be adopted within the system, what should be the role of government, what should be the role of the education institute, what should be the role of the R&D houses, all those things. So giving few little bit background. So the World Bank, they have come up with a study that AI has a potential to add almost 13 trillion US dollar to the global economy by 2030. So all the countries, including United States, United Kingdom, the European communities, Singapore, all the countries, including India too, they are working hard, coming with AI solution, coming with AI products, coming with AI innovative ideas, which can be deployed across all sectors. So India also, I think February 2024, they have come up with a India mission with a objective to create a stronger AI ecosystem within the country. And there are 7 pillars in the AI India mission. Those are in all, they have touched upon all the sectors like the data access, the innovation and R&D, the skill development, application development, high quality data sets, then your startup skilling, startup funding, and safe and structured AI. These are the 7 overall pillars. The idea is, and which are the 7 key pillars in terms of building the AI ecosystem within the country. So in Odisha also, if you all were present in the yesterday's event, during the inaugural sector session, the industry secretary, the principal secretary IT, they have mentioned the transformative journey of the state, the transformation that has been happened in last few years, adopting technology. So we are the first one of the state which adopt the technology very fast. So over the last few years, we have gathered a lot of data. We have gathered a lot of information. We have done tremendously good in terms of citizen-centric delivery system in place and all, e-governance and all. So in line with Government of India vision, we have also created the AI policy and segregated into 4 different verticals. I think those are in this energy means it's the power infrastructure, data center, the core computing infrastructure, energy, sustainability, and I think disaster management. So altogether it is aligned with all Government of India mission. So coming to the Vision 36, the idea is Odisha should have the top 5 Indian economic state. The idea is to build a $500 billion economy by 2036, wherein we talk about transformation, we talk about the ease of doing business, bringing large-scale investment, bringing innovation R&D ecosystem to the state of Odisha, bringing the industrial ecosystem, bringing skill across all age groups, be it school and mass education department, be it higher education, be it technical education, within the industry, how can we skill within the government system, how can we skill our government official into so that the AI application, the AI we can adopt more and more solution within the system. Thank you.
Before I go to Sri Agarwal, I would like to provide some information for audience benefit. When we talk about AI policy, there are 2 major things come to our mind. One is OECD, which is an organization for economic cooperation and development, who have created principles for AI implementations across the globe. And 2019, they had the first guidelines came up, and 2024 also came the updated guidelines, which combines inclusivity and whatever you have in the topic. And also another very differently is a risk-based methodology have been incorporated into EU AI Act. So the first one is basically the monitoring, and the second one is basically more of implementation-oriented, actionable plan. So these 2 policies have been guiding principle across the globe for AI policy implementations. So now my question to Sri Agrawal, like when you have designed the policy for the state and also for the country, so how are the best practices aligned with these principles, or what are the areas that you have focused particularly to carve out such a beautiful policy?
Thank you so much, Ashwiniji. And before I answer that, a big congratulations to TiEcon for putting this event together. I was here yesterday, heard some fantastic feedback, so congratulations to all of you. I'd also, it's always a pleasure to be on the stage with Manasji, whose insights I value greatly. So thank you so much for having me on this panel. Before I share my thoughts, I wanted to put a disclaimer out there is, I might not have any surprising facts today, right? The policy has been out for a few months, so all of you all have had an opportunity to engage with it before and after its release. But hopefully the mindset with which I'm going to respond today, it's really going to be about how do we take this vision, this policy document and turn that into reality, right? So that's going to be the focus of my responses. Now, to come to your question, Ashwiniji, I think any country today, right, has two levers when it's tackling AI, right? The first lever is regulation, right? Do I want to regulate heavily, or do I want to be laissez-faire in the sense that the industry and private sector figure it out by itself? So that's lever number one. The second lever is investments. Do I want to invest heavily into the technology platform and so on, or do I want to let the private sector make that decisions by itself? And if you think about it very broadly, the world today is divided into two sorts of areas, right? You have the USs of the world, which is essentially investment heavy, regulation light. And then you have the Europes of the world, which is probably more regulation heavy and investment light. Of course, Europe has shifted over the last 18 months or so, where it's relaxed on its regulation ecosystem. But broadly speaking, if I can take the liberty of painting it in a dichotomy, that's broadly the space. Now, if you come to India and then you come to Odisha, I think the big question is, what are our strengths in being able to exercise those levers? And how do you sort of use those levers to make sure Odisha can leverage AI to propel itself, not just economically, but also socially, right? So there, I think the philosophy that was in the back of our mind was, number one, guided by the broader vision that was laid out by the India AI mission. If I can make the mistake of trying to sort of reduce it into one word, I think the India AI mission is catalytic, right? It's not trying to say that I'm going to put $300 billion like the US has. It's not saying that I'm going to have acts and policies and risk-based methodologies like the Europe. It's somewhere in between, trying to make sure it's leveraging the platform that we have. It's leveraging the strengths that we have to push the country in being able to use AI as a force, right? And I think while we were developing the policy with the Department of Electronic IT, Manasji's guidance, I think that was the lens that was deployed, is how do we use AI as a catalytic force in Odisha, not just for economic growth, but also for social inclusivity. So that's broadly where it is. Happy to go into details.
I think now let's a little dive deeper. When we speak about AI, infrastructure comes to mind. And like, human being needs blood and water. So AI needs, the infrastructure needs a lot of energy and water. So what are kind of like plan, particularly for such large scale management of energy and water supply? And also, how do you ensure that, the local community gets necessary compute to scale? So can we have sustainable infrastructure? Can we have the scalability? Can we have the data sovereignty? And we can maintain the AI infrastructure within Odisha, or at least within India itself?
That's a very good question. Sorry.
Anybody can start.
So thank you. So while we talk, you rightly mentioned that there is a need of infrastructure. While this AI needs lot of space, lot of data space, lot of infrastructure, robust infrastructure. So what we have done, though it is we have kept it one of the pillar, infrastructure is one of the pillar. So for at the first stage, what we are doing. So India mission also what they have done, they have come up with a empanelment of the cloud infrastructure providers. I think they have empaneled how many? 30 some odd, 13,000 GPUs, right? So starting from NVIDIA, starting from Google, starting from Geo, the Microsoft. So they have empaneled. and they have come out with a rate also, finalize a rate, and for startup community who have come up with some kind of solution, for them also they are incentivizing that with 40% discounted price. Those who have come up with AI solutions for using those infrastructure, using those GPU space. So what we have done in our policy, on top of that, the state offers additional incentives. So we have kept we've categorized into the three. One is for the startup at the ideation stage, those who got selected from India AI mission. So if Government of India is giving 40% subsidy, on top of that, state is offering around another 50% subsidy, so almost 90%. And for the mid-sized company and education institute, it's a matching grant. If the solution is selected or R&D solution is selected by Government of AI India mission, then whatever 40% of subsidy is being offered by Government of India, we are offering equal. And for the large industry also, there are something. So in a way, we are addressing that issues. And as a result, so if you look at, so lot of today, the data center, the new name of the new terminology of the data center, the AI factories. So we call it AI factories. So because of high volume data generated within the country, and there are a lot of data center, we see a lot of interest from the data center player to create data centers. Even if the end panel vendor, I'm not sure whether they have physically those GPUs are available with them, but that is why they are trying to create in different locations, particularly in Mumbai, in Odisha also, we have seen attraction from the data center players, starting from Adani, starting from Yota, starting from Controlex, starting from Joho. They are all setting up their data center to cater the need of the requirement, all those things. So obviously, as you know, it required a lot of power, and we are a power surplus state. So it's the advantage for the state. We are also a water surplus state. I think 11% of the entire country's surface water we contribute, the state is having. So that is a advantage for state of Odisha.
Yesterday, Secretary Sri Sharma was basically saying that the emphasis on clean energy in next few years. So how the policy basically guides for sustainability and implementation, and what are the kind of pilot projects that you are thinking of initiating?
With Manasji's permission, I want to share a story of how the policy was developed. If you look at the policy, there are 4 pillars, right? There's infrastructure, there's skilling, there's energy, and then there's ethical guardrails. The consultant in me was like, let's make it 3 pillars or make it 5 pillars, right? 3 pillars would have meant we would have had to drop energy and make it a part of the infrastructure pillar. But with full credit to the Odisha government, I think Manasji and his team, they made sure that energy was a pillar of its own, right? It's one of those discussions, but the point is, I think the government has prioritized making sure that energy is front and center in this conversation on technology, AI, and how we are using AI. So I think that is embedded in that story there, which might otherwise not be talked about. Now, I think just very broadly speaking, as we're developing the operational guidelines to take this vision into a reality, one of the things that we have embedded in these guidelines is how do we make sure that the projects that are coming up are sustainability first, right? What that means is projects that actually help with sustainability, but also in their own existence and their own implementation are sustainable, right? So that's sort of something that we're integrating into the guidelines, into the criteria that is going to be used to evaluate the projects and the missions that, initiatives that the government pursues.
I think one of the major also in the policy about the jobs and skilling, which also I saw the mentions. Particularly to give a context, there are AI users, there are solution providers with AI, and there are people who can create AI models, algorithms behind it. So what are the kind of opportunity or what are the plans to for the skilling in the state?
So, as my friend Vivek mentioned, sir, we have one pillar in Government of India AI mission as well as state AI policy. Skilling is one of the priority sector. So skilling across all these age group, across all government officials, across all the industries. So everybody should fundamentally should have the idea, should have the knowledge to how to implement the AI within their department, within their community. So what we have done over the last few months, we have done extensively working with industries. So we have signed an MOU with Wadhwani Foundation. So to skill the government officials, we have signed an MOU with NASCOM to again to setting up a center of excellence. So I will come to that in the later phase. And today also we are going to sign with an MOU with IIT Bhubaneswar, particularly there is a AHRC, Artificial Intelligence High Performance Computing Center within IIT. So which will help the government of Odisha in terms of bringing technology, creating the R&D ecosystem, creating the LLM or NLP for the ODI language NLP, and also helping the state in terms of implementing AI solutions. So apart from that, while we have got a 3 stages, we are going to create a AI cell, which will be administered, governed by a AI task force, and overall it will be monitored by a Odisha AI mission. So we are in the process of creating that cell, having experts, core experts. And last couple of months, I think through this Wadhwani Foundation, what we have done, we have in the first level, we have 2-day session with all the senior government officials at the level of secretary, additional chief secretary, all those things. Then next level also we have completed 4 days workshop. We have tried to identify champions within the government departments. So almost more than 20 departments, they have sent their officers, champions and catalysts, AI catalysts and AI champions. So those officers, ideally they will drive the AI within their department. So as I mentioned, so like we have done, so let us say healthcare. So we are implementing the Ayushman Bharat. So a lot of healthcare data are there. So there is no framework. So how we can annotate the data, how we can structure the data. So aligned with the Government of India policy. So we are also coming with this Odisha state data policy soon. I think next month we are going to. So how we can democratize the data. So what data can be said, what data should not be said. So all those things, the person in charge of that department, the champion of that department, he or she should have all those ideas, so that while we draft a tender or something like that, where we ask for solution, we'll have clear cut from the very beginning vision that these are the things ultimately will shape up.
In fact, I think Odisha government provides free education in AI. I think ai.odisha.gov.in. If you, I think, go there, you can register.
Odisha for
yes, ai.gov.in.
Odisha for AI for Odisha, AI for all,
Odisha.
something that.
So government has necessary infrastructure already.
So that is Odisha for AI.
Odisha
so
for
there
AI.
is a portal. It is for all it's basic learning on the
For everybody.
across all people.
For everybody, yes.
Yeah.
This is something which is a one good initiative government has taken. And yeah, taking a cue from what Sri Panda told, regarding the data residency or vernacular data inclusion. So what are the initiatives that you are thinking of in the policy? What do you want to, how do you want to open the data to startups as MSMEs to work upon? And what is the security behind?
So I think, it's one of the most important questions for any state that is trying to develop their AI policy, right? How do you make sure the language and the dialects in the state are incorporated? Otherwise, the state and a large part of section of the state might be completely ignored or left out from that growth. When it comes to Odisha, I think there's a three-pronged or three-staged strategy, right? At the national level, there's quite a lot of push that is happening with Bhashni AI and others. So the idea is how do we sort of engage and latch on to those efforts, right? So whatever it is that the state government can do to push those national level efforts. So that's number one. I think the second level at which this is happening is at the level of the Odisha government itself, where there's a lot of thinking around how can we use existing data sets that exist in Odia and make them, leverage them, right? So there are probably, recordings in Odia from the radio stations and otherwise and so on and so forth that can potentially be brought to use to train these algorithms. So there's some thinking that's happening on that front. And at the sort of most basal level, it's about how do we encourage businesses to start building these data sets as well, right? So I think very soon you'll start seeing some action on that front where across all those three levels, we are trying to push on ensuring that Odia language data sets are also a part of the ecosystem itself.
I think as the time is running out, I would like to just summarize, I think in a very brief session, and with the two best panelists on AI policy today available for in the state of Odisha. So we basically covered how to scale, particularly the AI infrastructure, sustainability, and also data sovereignty, skills, and security, partially we discussed. And if there is any closing remark, Sri Panda has.
So what my friend Vivek mentioned, so one thing I want to inform all of you that as a part of the NASCOM COE program, which we are going to launch, I think in a month's time. So during the Vadvani scaling, so what we have done, we have identified a couple of problem statements within the department, all 20 odd departments. So immediately we are going to start with a grand challenge competition and request all the startup community, all the entrepreneurs to participate so that the best solution can be deployed, and there will be a funding provision to pilot those in line with, it's there in the Government of India AI mission also, in line with that also, we will also fund initially to pilot that project within that government. So that is one pillar. The second one is to skill, to reach out to the local industry here. I mean, industry means the other manufacturing, the other metal and steel mine industries, to skill their professionals, to skill their officers, and so that they can also come up with some kind of problem, industrial related problem statement, which can be ultimately which can be ultimately addressed through a hackathon or challenge competition by the student, so that it will be implemented within the industry. And the third one is a cohort. So all these three we are going to announce very soon. So apart from that, the idea is to implement AI, to bring transparency in the system, in the government system, to deliver the services very efficiently and smartly to build a better Odisha. Thank you.
Anything else you would like to add? Last points?
No,
we are running.
I think just from an institute point of view, Odisha has been the state we've worked in the longest for in the country. And it's always a pleasure, given the bar on ambition is always very, very high. And Odisha doesn't shy away from being a pioneer, whether it is in energy policies, whether it is in AI now with the first cabinet approved AI policy. So all that to say, I think there's tremendous amount of energy, and we're looking forward to working with the government in translating that into action on the ground.
Thank you. And because there is not much time, so only one question from the audience. If there, we can take it up.
Yes, I think we've already seen one hand quickly raised as soon as, yes, go green.
Hello. Yeah, good morning, sir. And regarding AI infrastructure, there is one comment I want to say. When it comes to AI infrastructure, we have the GPU infrastructure, which you were talking, and that's available with a much lesser cost. And another is the quality of labeled data that we should have. And if you see the major AI powers of the world, like US and China, US is having closed source models, China is having open source models like DeepSeek and Qwen. But they are not trained with the data from Odisha or let's say India. So maybe as an infrastructure, you can help startups to have quality labeled data and which they can form their own customized model for their customized use case. Let's say the healthcare of India is much more having a good model if they are trained with data set from India for India. That's the same case for agriculture and other verticals. So I think it's a comment from me that let's have an infrastructure of labeled data for startups, because the better the data is available, the better the model can be formed. And then we can have agents and other infrastructure on top of it. I think it's good to have labeled good quality data vertical wise.
In fact, what he is basically saying, and already Sri Agrawal has already informed, the open data availability, particularly vernacular data also, and also in English. So this data would be available along with the infrastructure for SMEs and startups to create their own solutions. With data sovereignty is there, included within India. And when we are discussing about sovereignty, there has to be two levels. One is the monitoring part, particularly where the data residency lies, and also the maintenance of like troubleshooting and upgrade of the system would be within India. So that is something which I asked, and they have already included that in policy.
Yeah, it's a good thing, good point. So there is a AI data course in Government of India. So if you look at, we are still lagging behind, so there is hardly any data there. So the idea is we should have a similar kind of thing, similar kind of sandbox or AI data course kind of thing, where we are working, what I told, like creating a AI cell. We are working with Tony Blair, we are working with Bill Gates Foundation, where in turn they have engaged a team from Samagra Foundation also. The idea is to collect the data, the data which can be shared, which can be used, which can be democratized for the startups, for the people, so that they can build solution on top of that. So initially we'll try to host on that AI data course of Government of India. From there, one startup can access healthcare data, agriculture data, climate data, then your disaster management data across all verticals, all sectors. That is the whole idea. So we are working with DPIC. So there is a team, strong team of DPIC. They are from the University of Chicago Trust, working within OCAC. So they are working with the various departments to collect the data, to analyze those data. Ultimately, the objective is to host in that AI data course. It will help the startup, the entrepreneur, to build solution on top of that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'll request TiE Bhubaneswar President Shri Ashkan Mohanty to join on stage, do the honors and felicitate our panelists. Our thematic discussion, we've started it on the right note, and hopefully we'll continue to do so till we end with the valedictory ceremony, where we are expecting Honorable Chief Minister Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji to join us. Like I have said, since we have a bit of a time issue today, since we have to finish it on time, I'll request moderators, in case you want to take questions from the audience as well, I'll request all of you to try to wrap it up. You have the timer in front of your screen. Try to wrap up your discussion at least 2 minutes before the time ends, so that you can keep those 2 or 5 minutes extra for the audience question as well. Thank you to our panel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Without any further delay, we would like to quickly move to our next discussion, which is on AI in 2030, Vision for India's AI Leadership. For this session, we have with us Mr. Ankit Bose, Head AI NASSCOM, Mr. Puneet Verma, President TiE Chandigarh, and the session will be moderated by Mr. Prabhat Sahu, founder of IT Plus Point. So I'll request all three of them to join on stage as I take this opportunity to introduce them. Mr. Ankit Bose is a leading voice in India's artificial intelligence landscape, currently serves as the head of AI at NASSCOM, the apex body for the Indian IT and tech industry, at the forefront of India's AI strategy. He's driving national level initiatives to accelerate AI adoption, promote responsible innovation, and build a robust AI ecosystem that serves both industry and society. With a rich background in emerging technologies, policy framework, and digital transformation, he plays a critical role in shaping dialogue between government, industry, and academia. We have with us Mr. Puneet Verma, President TiE Chandigarh, founder CEO of Cybrain Software Solution Private Limited, a visionary leader who has steered Cybrain from its modest beginning in 2012 to becoming a recognized player in software, SaaS, edtech, and digital services, both in India and internationally. His proactive approach during the pandemic, coupled with industry accolades and strong financial performance, showcases his entrepreneurial acumen and commitment to innovation. As the president of TiE Chandigarh, he is trying to further champion regional entrepreneurship and technology leadership. We also have with us our moderator, Mr. Prabhat Sahu, founder of IT Plus Point. As a managing director and principal consultant at IT Plus Point Solution Private Limited, he brings over 20 years of extensive experience in IT and product development. And his career has been marked by a commitment to excellence and innovation, driving success across global markets, including Australia, the United States, Vietnam, and Singapore. His role involves providing strategic direction and visionary leadership that have been pivotal in elevating IT Plus Point to its current prominence. So I'll request Mr. Sahu to take this session forward from here. Thank you so much.
Good morning, good afternoon. I think we are in noon, right? So hopefully this session will be a great experience for all of us. We are all talking about currently AI. Everywhere is AI. You talk about any industries, pharma industry, or even IT industry, or medical, everywhere. Wherever you see, like every AI is flooded, right? So we are now talking about way ahead, maybe 5 years down, how we will take this AI pathway in 2030. Right. So whether the India will be leading the AI space, how it will be, we'll be discussing in our panel. So because we have time constraint, I'll be having quick questions, both of you. So Ankit, to start with, what do you see like? Already we are in an era where AI is flooding everywhere. What do you think about 2030 would be the future of AI?
Great question. I think, so we definitely, as a country, would want to plan for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, right? It's not a small game. But before we plan, we have to think where we are now, or understand where we are now. Right now, as we speak, in the world ranking, we are number 10th, right? One is US, second is China. Any guesses? Who is number 3? Any guesses? No, not France. It is a small country on the world dot, that is Singapore, right? So having said that, right, the difference between US and China is pretty huge, and US and China and India is even huge, right? So what we can do, right, or what we should do and where we should be. Again, 4 areas what we have to see. One is important is, the adoption of AI, right? Adoption of AI in the country, right? I think there we are significantly growing, right? If I see, India, sectors which are like manufacturing, right? Sectors like retail, CPG, logistics, right, are really adopting AI at a fast rampant pace, right? Followed by banking and others, right? So adoption of AI with industry, I'm pretty sure we are going very fast and will be pretty much very high, right, on that journey. The second thing what we have to understand is skilling, right? In skilling, I think across the globe, I think India is number 2, and then I'm sure we'll be number 1 in that. The third piece, which is innovation, research and development, right? There we are pretty laggard. When we talk about innovation, research and development, in last 5 years, India has released 62,000 data and research papers, right? Any guesses how many US would have released? Any guess? Any guess from anyone? 58,000, right? How many China would have released? Around 1 lakh, right? So again, the point is that we are in the race, but again, the applied nature of research is not there, right? So I think we will be ahead in that. The fourth bigger aspect is the government catalyzation of the whole ecosystem, right? We are behind on that. Now with India mission coming in and progressive states like Odisha formulating their COEs, I think we really pick up the pace. So aspirationally, we'll be number 3, right? By 2030, right? But again, more than that, I think what we need is AI to really solve our social problems, right? We are 1.4 billion people, right? And we have so many different, cultural nuances, cultural, diversity, which currently the LLMs and the AI doesn't understand, right? So aspirationally, I think we will have all 22 languages representation there, right? By at least 2028, we will build our, a decent size model, 70 billion to probably a few hundred billion by next year end, right? And potentially we will be working on the sub-dialects, right? In Odisha itself, there are 8 or 9 main sub-dialect, right? So I think we will have those representation because this representation is not only in the language, it's the cultural representation of that. So we'll have that. And through that, we will solve the problems of the, the deprived, folks across the country, right? Taking AI and education in a village where, they don't even have huts or probably houses, right? Helping, the people who need really healthcare in their language, right? I think that's what we can aim for. Yeah.
Okay, great. So maybe I'll ask Puneet, you are very close to entrepreneur already, like you are president of TiE Chandigarh, and you have been seeing entrepreneur and startups around you. What would be advice to you, advice to this entrepreneur and startup, how they will take forward the path to 2030? Obviously 5 years down, but they have to start thinking on how they will position themselves. And together, possibly more majority of our in India, startups are there, entrepreneurs are there. So what do you think, like how you will recommend their pathway for the AI?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, good morning to TiE Bhubaneswar team. Arranging a TiEcon, and that too for the first time, it's a big achievement. You people must take a vow. And congratulations, AK. This is spectacular you have done. I mean, 2 days of show for TiEcon. Any TiE chapter, who is arranging a TiEcon for the very first time, we know how much it takes: family, business, money, time, meeting so many people, arranging fund, and then you arrange such a setup. So congratulations to TiE Bhubaneswar. So coming to your question, what our startups must be doing? What as an entrepreneur, I think, where we shall be investing money. So see, there are two kind of things everybody is thinking about the moment when we speak about AI. Whether we shall be investing in product development as a company or we shall be investing in services. So for me, there are two things. One is becoming a cash rich. Another is creating a value chain, right? So if we are talking about services, services is something which brings you money without spending a lot in development, right? But that product is something which make you, accessible in a long run, right? So we talk about intellectual property. By just having services, you cannot have any intellectual properties. We talk about valuations. Valuation to companies with just services doesn't come, right? Until or unless you don't have a product, you won't be valued as a bigger company, right? We talk about many of the companies whose sales and profitability talks different, right? But their business valuation is too high because they're having a lot of clients. Some people are investing in product development. Those products maybe today are not giving what is required. They may be spending too much on the development side. But if you see after 5 years where there would be. So they are creating intellectual properties for them. We have our ex-president Harit Mohan with us, whose company Significant work on IP, intellectual property creation, research, which product you shall be working on, that kind of research people. So he may be able to resonate with me what I'm telling. But if you are thinking that either one company shall be going with services, another company is going with product, that will also not work, right? Because if you'll keep spending on making a product, you will be cash deficit. So you have to combine both of them together. For maybe if you're talking about vision toward 2030, for first 2 years we shall be relying on service provider. India being IT service provider to global. We already are known player. We have Infosys, we have TCS, we have Wipro, who are a backbone of entire world IT supplies, right? Whether it's a service kind of solution we are providing to them or we are providing resources in an outsourcing model. We are providing people. So that is something we shall be leveraging because we are having a lot of workforce available with us. But right at the moment, we are told as an AI implementer, we are not told as an AI initiator. So our AI education has to go towards deep tech. So where we become a personality or a country which is actually developing its own AI model. So for me, it should be combination of both. First 2 years could be towards services, and in the meantime, we shall be working on creating our own intellectual property so that we can encash later on. So
that is very good insight. So first we will possibly this is what we can think of making, because we are having strength in the services, we'll do the service and after that start building the intellectual properties. Thank you. I think next to Ankit, basically I just wanted to, or we wanted to know what are the 3 national priority around AI space?
So 3 national priority, yeah. So 3 national priority, I think are here, right? In the priorities. First, definitely fix up the R&D and build, which is AI, which is sovereign, right? We are seeing what is happening with US, right? Though we are a very good partner, but again, there are the tough battle going on, right? Push and pull, right? So what happened with one company in Gujarat, their sort of support was taken away right away because they were supplying. So it can happen to anyone in the country, right? If suppose things go haywire. So I think we have to first build an enough R&D backbone, right, in AI, so that we can be ahead. The second one, definitely parallel to that, is we should build our 7 AI stack. 7 AI stack is the foundation model, right? Basically, the compute needed for that, right? Third, in that whole 7 AI model is the data in the moat, right? That's the first one. So being capable of R&D and having an 7 AI model or stack, right? The second one is, basically, making our Indian companies profitable, right? What we have seen is, when we started 23, we were around having 50 GenAI startups, right? Right now, in 2 years, any guesses how many AI startups will be there?
Let's ask the audience, how many, you can ask maybe.
So the question to everyone is, any idea how many GenAI startups will be there in India right now? Any guesses? We were 50 when we started around 23 third quarter, right? 1.5, 2 years almost. Any guesses? We are around 890.
Wow.
Right? So, as he rightly said, right? Again, building product and services are two different animals, and a lot of startups are emerging, right? They are building agentic flows. They are solving a lot of problems, but having them, profitable, having them really make something global is very important, right? So that we can stand. See, right now we don't have foundation model, so we are dependent on global models. But again, the application builders, right? The service providers is our strength, right? So that's the second priority. The third priority is, truly leading the global south, right? Right now, the problem what we face is faced by every country across the globe, right? The model, the Western models are predominantly on English, right? And the culture aspect of different languages or different cultures are not there. So once we build our 7 AI model, we have to basically rally across different countries. Go to Indonesia, Bahasa as a language. Go to Africa. There's so many different languages, right? And have the global AI 7, sort of collaboration build. And India should lead that, right? Right?
So I think what I get the gist is that India should be self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient and helping the global south be self-sufficient.
Okay, great. Great. So I think we are going there. Definitely future is very bright for the India.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But then we have to strategically do a lot of things already. This previous panelist, they have started discussing about the policy and other stuff. But I think we are getting there, I think. So I think next question to Puneet, maybe like I'll ask, what are the sectors, like we see that everywhere is AI, but what are the sectors you can say particularly will be the opportunity for the startup in the AI space in next 5 years? We are talking about 2030. So what is your thought process? Which sector? Any guess where we can?
So for me, first should be education, because that is the building block of a nation. We shall be starting from there. Then healthcare is something which requires a lot of innovation in AI. Implementation is must actually. Everybody talks about AI. मेरे को AI आता है. हम अपनी company में use करते हैं. How many people actually know what is AI? That's a big problem, big challenge. Adoption of AI is again a challenge. So two thing I told, education first. It will be educating people properly. If they start implementing AI in a right way, definitely all other sector will be directly proportional to that, right? So healthcare is must, because as long as we'll be healthy, we don't need to go to hospital. Productive analysis is done in this healthcare. So you'll be aware which, kind of disease can happen to you. So before if you forecast about the same, and every human is, getting exposed to that, you'll have a lot of information about yourself. Tomorrow I can come under cardiac arrest. So what you'll be doing? You'll be preventing that. So that kind of, innovation is required in healthcare industry. Third innovation, as we are agriculture produce country, right? So And towards agriculture, we shall be doing a lot of innovation. When we talk about our fields, we can have, this thing, our solar energy integrated along with, this thing, agriculture. You'll be amazed to know that countries like Israel at the moment, they are innovating one technology in agriculture fields where they'll be having a solar plants. Some crops, they don't need too much of, direct sunlight. So what they're trying to do is, they're trying to innovate a technology. They'll be having a solar plants over there. Whenever heat is required to plant at that particular time, that solar panels will move away and later they'll come back. So they'll be utilizing it in that way. So that is how, innovation is being done in different different countries. So Israel being a cyber security and in this kind of innovation oriented country, and India is having a very good relation with Israel. So they are willing to, do the transfer technology. I was sitting with the ambassador of Israel 2 days back, and we were discussing about the same only. So that is one area where India can work on. And fourth is very much required, that is a disaster management. If you'll be coming to, this monsoon season, you'll be aware of a lot of, this disaster happening in upper northern part of India. Chamoli, you might have seen 150 people washed away. Whole village was, washed away within 2 or 3 minutes. If we are able to do the disaster management, if we are able to get that prediction well in advance, we'll be able to protect people from dying, we'll be able to save our villages. There won't, as whenever destruction happen, it takes you back, right? You have to develop the society again. You need to bring people again. A lot of innovation which was done to build that villages, something you need to do it again, Government regular day-to-day activities suffer because they got something very urgent task to do, right? So that flow which is there to do multiple things, that is not in the way. So for me, only 4 things: education, then healthcare, agri-tech, and the disaster management.
Yeah, definitely. Like Odisha is prone to disasters, natural disasters. So if that would be handy, like AI can help us. Obviously, there are many technologies around that we are able to do prediction. But if AI could have, like in 2050, more advanced, that would be much better. I think let's talk more about little bit about the ethics of the AI. I think you are working on the responsible AI. Before that, I just wanted to know, like, is there any lot of people say like hallucination of AI. What do you think about, like, in 2050, hallucination will be still there in hallucination 2030? So because nowadays you give ChatGPT any prompt, that is whether it is 100% reliable or not, we don't know, right? But it's working, people are using, but then hallucination means like it may give you a false answer. So how, do you think that this false answer will be easily tackled in the 2030, or how do you think on that?
Good question. I think I'll divide in 3 parts and answer. The first is basically, build stands where the current best-in-class stands, right? So there's an basically real world deployment done, a simulation of a vending machine, right? In 2025 Feb or March, right? So they had a bunch of models and they simulated a agentic system which was supposed to be like vending machine, right? Actually taking money, received, all of that, right? So multiple models were deployed, first month it worked very well. It worked amazing, right? Second month it started hallucinating, right? It started thinking that there's a money siphoning happening, right? So someone is basically doing a theft on their money. So it raised some alarms here and there. The third month, right? Again, that increased, right? In different models at different categories, right? One of the model, which is Claude's model, Sonat, at third month went to a level, it basically triggered an alarm to FBI, right? Saying that, we are being cheated and all of that, right? So the point is that multiple large models are being tested in real world in multi-agent systems, and all of them hallucinate after a certain point in time, right? You need to put certain guardrails so that they don't hallucinate or you revalidate that, right? So that's important. So in real production, agentic, multi-agent deployment, I think there's still a lot of challenge if you are hands-free, human-free, or right? So that's how it is. The way it is going, it's still under research, right? There are ways and means and techniques getting implemented where you are curbing that, right? It could be a right now the best in class is human in the loop, definitely, right? Because without human, the machine can go haywire. But again, as we go ahead, it will be more better and better, right? And I think we'll be able to handle it in a way we can deploy, but with certain safety net around it, right? That's first answer. The second is ethics and regulation and the governance, right? So that was the second point, right? So I think before me, one of the panelists was mentioning the global view on regulation, right? Again, 2023, right? We had the first Bletchley announcement, okay? Bletchley Park was on safety, right? Then again, Korea happened. Again, it was again a global consortium, people coming and again counted on safety. We went to France. Safety became action, right? Now we are hosting, India is hosting the Global AI Forum, which is called Impact Summit. So people have moved on from safety and the issues, right, which AI pose to actual economical viability of the AI, right? So having said that, that's the movement of the regulation, right? But having said that, we folks mostly are from the industry, right? What India should do is basically work on self-regulation, right? And that's what we have been working. So we formulated Responsible AI in 2021, where AI and responsible was not even considered cool, right? So we have developed a lot of open assets. So as late as possible, I think few months back, we released something called Responsible AI Guide for Developers, right? It's a very hands-on guide, right? No one in the world has done so deep work, neither the US NIST. Similarly, we are releasing DPDP handbook, right? So as industry body and industry and Indians, we are definitely very high on ethics, right? We have to have that in our products. We have to have self-regulation. We have to make our users trust that, we basically take care of them in a very, very, safe way, right? I think that's how we should proceed.
Okay, great. So possibly last couple of questions. Everybody is scared of AI now because of the job situation, right? What would be 2030 looks like when we are talking about the job perspective? Lot of people, they are saying like their job will be redundant or they have to reskill. What is your thought process?
See, I mean, there is no need to be, afraid of anything. A lot of revolution happened. There was a time when calculators were there, computer came, right? People told things will be destroyed. What happened? People became more efficient. So AI is not a new thing. It has been there in the industry since 1950. But for the past 4 or 5 years, people have started talking about that too much. I mean, that is the reason everybody is talking about AI today. So it is, what will change is the way we have become lethargic. The people who are lethargic, they'll be facing the heat. IT industry or any industry, the way, if you're doing a manual process, that is not going to change every time you're working on the same thing, right? So you need efficient people at the moment. When you'll be, computerizing your manual process, you started developing a software solution and your computerized, you have a computer solution. Now what will happen is, when AI will come, there will be workflow, right? How repetitive tasks can be controlled, that is something will happen. So today, if you are doing a coding as a human, right? You are writing the same code, login form, you're creating 10 different projects, you're creating that form again and again. That is something AI will be reducing. If you're trying to befool your manager, that is something AI will not allow. So only people who will be having threat because of AI implementation are the people who don't want to work. The people who get trained themselves, right? The people who keep learning, they'll be very amazed with AI because their work-life balance will be at a greater extent now. The code they were earlier writing at, say, within 3 days, they're able to do it in 4 hours, And that automation of QA, that has done it that smart way that, whatever you're producing, you're able to see the result in very efficient way. So for me, it is gonna make our life easy rather than losing a job. But if you don't want to change yourself, obviously, nature is something that will change you. If you're not changing yourself, you are prone to be changed. So if you're that way, then definitely you're at risk. If you are having a learning, that idea in yourself, you will be going to a greater height. Your money will increase, the salary will increase, and the way you look at the life, that will change.
Great, great. So, Ankit, maybe this would be last question because time constraint is there. So, do you think by 2030, entrepreneur will be having one-man company? One-man company on one-person company? Because AI can be replacing a lot of people, and it's a great opportunity for any entrepreneur. They can use AI to create the business, wealth, and many things.
That's a dream, and dreams generally are not always true. But again, I can tell you, there will be a lot of automation which will happen, right? And then, as you were saying, right, Indians are poised at the right moment to learn this automation, right? We have seen so many different changes in technology, and we have stayed ahead of the curve, right? There's something called high skill ability matrix, right? Indians are very high in that, right? So to the Western countries, Indians will survive and will thrive, right? In terms of autonomous things and, having one member entrepreneur, I think a high degree of autonomous, work will happen, right? Vibe coding is changing a lot of things these days. But the point is that still one member company is still a dream, right?
Okay, great. I think it's a great session. I think we don't have much time, but I wanted to take one question from audience, if anybody is willing to. Mike, can you just hand over the mic quickly, please?
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. As an entrepreneur, my question is you, sir. How I can use AI technology in my field? In my field, as an entrepreneur, how can I educate in AI?
Educate AI. Educate AI. I think anybody can.
Yeah. Let me take a question. First of all, you shall become a member of TiE Bhubaneswar.
Thank you, sir.
That is the way you'll be, having a lot more entrepreneurs like you. You'll be interacting with them. They'll be telling you a lot of tools are available. You are also aware of the same. Then NASSCOM, MIT is having a lot of courses, which I know they're spreading all across India. You shall be taking up the courses. And first step should be, you shall not be looking at a larger this thing. I started, making my own model. Use very small tools which are available online, free of cost. ChatGPT, everybody is aware of. Gemini, people are aware of. As per your need, you have multiple tools which can make you, which can help you to make presentation. Whether you need it in coding, I don't know what kind of entrepreneur you are, what kind of business you are doing, but you will be researching what kind of tools are good available for me to test. ChatGPT is a place. Go prompt there. This is my business. How I can adopt AI in my space. You'll be getting your answer.
Sir, my question is, how can I implement AI in my field?
So in
my profession or my field.
So that's what I'm telling. I'm not aware of your profession. If you'll be able to tell me, I'll be able to be very specific answer to you. But best way is to look for the free available tools, try them out as per your workflow. If they work well for you, you can start building your own model and building your own agent That is AI agent which will talk on behalf of you, will be good for yourself.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ankit and Puneet. Your insights are very valuable, especially for the TiEcon, and obviously it would be helpful for all our viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the entire panel. I'll request TiE Bhubaneswar President Shri Ayushkant Mahanti to join on stage, do the honors, felicitate our panelists. और पुनीत जी को तो कुछ एक्स्ट्रा भी मिलना चाहिए बिकॉज उन्होंने टाई भुवनेश्वर ड्राइव भी मेंबरशिप ड्राइव भी यहाँ पे बढ़ा दिया बाय एडवाइजिंग yeah exactly he's already done what Mr. Mahanti loves doing, getting more members into the TiE Bhubaneswar fold. Thank you so much to the entire panel. Wonderful group photograph before we move to our next session. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the next session, I know these events are all about catching up, networking, camaraderie, but we'll request all of you to refrain from that when the panel discussion is going on, because the panelists can get disturbed with a lot of murmuring and noises that keeps coming while the sessions are going on. So we'll request everyone to maintain the decorum when a panel is going on. And we'll also request if someone can close the door at the back, because a lot of back and forth happening. And yes, thank you so much. So we'll quickly move to our next discussion, which is on entrepreneurship and AI. I think there was a question right before we ended this session, so this should be useful. Entrepreneurship and AI, embracing the future of AI. So let's welcome the speakers and the moderator for this session with a big round of applause. Mr. Harit Mohan, founder and CEO, Signicent in Information Solution LLP. Mr. Anshu Srivastav, growth advisor, investor, charter member TiE Pune, and moderator Mr. Anshuman Sinha, co-founder, Startup Steroid USA. Can we welcome all of them with a huge round of applause as I take this opportunity to introduce them. Mr. Harit Mohan is the founder, CEO of Signicent Information Solution, a global firm that provides strategic consulting in technology research, intellectual property rights, innovation management, technology transfer, and commercialization. Has spent over a decade addressing complex challenges in research and technology, serving as a trusted advisor to over 750 plus organizations across 25 plus countries. He served as the president of TiE Chandigarh and currently is the global chair east of the TiE University Global Program, a flagship initiative to foster student entrepreneurship worldwide. His contribution to innovations have also earned him several recognition, including the prestigious Times 40 Under 40 Award and a TEDx talk platform to share his insight. He has worked with multiple government bodies to champion the cause of IP awareness. We have Mr. Anshu Srivastav, a seasoned growth advisor, mentor, and investor with over 15 years of rich experience in the US startup ecosystem, actively engaged with post-MVP startup, providing strategic guidance through advisory and pro bono roles. He works closely with founders, incubators, accelerators, VC funds, and family offices. His expertise spans across markets in both the United States and India, where he helps bridge the gap between innovative ideas and sustainable business growth. A charter member of TiE Pune, he is also an integral contributor to initiatives like the Try Nurture Accelerator, where he mentors promising founders and empowers them with actionable insights, network access, and long-term support. We also have with us Mr. Anshuman Sinha, a distinguished angel investor, talent management veteran with an illustrious career spanning over 30 years. His deep-rooted passion for startups has driven him to actively contribute to the entrepreneurial ecosystem by building a comprehensive platform, Startup Steroid, aimed at strengthening the startup community. So I'll request Mr. Sinha to take this session forward from here, and will once again request everyone to maintain a bit of silence when the panel discussion is going on, as a mark of respect to our panel. So over to you, Mr. Sinha. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be the moderator of this session. The session is Entrepreneurship and AI, Embracing the Future of AI. So let me start by asking a question to the audience. How many of you are already into AI, building something in AI? Just with a raise of hands, okay. And how many of you are out there who are thinking of building something in AI? Okay, great, thanks. So, we are going to talk about the embracing the future of AI. Right now, we are in early stages. There are certain large language models that we have been identified, we have been using. With your experience as an advisor, Anshu, what do you see happening in some of the larger metropolis like Pune, Mumbai, Hyderabad? What people are building in AI and how you are advising them?
So what is happening is that a lot of the existing companies which are there, and they are awakening up to the fact that the new AI, AI has been there for quite some time right now. But with the arrival of Gen AI, people who have been building in the past, they realize that they are going to get disrupted or they're going to get redundant. And they have to quickly infuse AI in trying to build something very relevant towards the future, which consists of leveraging the new tools and tech to do that. Now, how is it relevant and how is it important for all the new startups in this room to consider seriously the impact of AI is that things are, what you could do earlier with probably $10 million and reach maybe $100 million revenue, you could probably do it with $1 million and reaching with 1/10 of the number of people. So AI, what it is doing right now is it's democratizing access to other countries which may not have that much capital. So what is happening is that when you go to other clusters, even I would say, forget about Pune, Mumbai, you go to smaller clusters, you can do and build a lot of things which earlier you could not. And today you have the potential to do that. You have the potential to do something faster, something at lower cost, and at something which could not be done. Earlier, probably building something may require you to do 10, 20, $50 million, solving complex deep tech problems, which you can do today. And I think so that's what the realization is happening in not only in the tier 1, but the tier 2 cities, and they are building solutions. Whether, when you talk about deep tech solutions, and we had a discussion yesterday about sending somebody to the Mars, India sending to Mars, and I think so India has the capability today to do a lot more leveraging AI. And if somebody is not thinking of, in this room, anybody who is building a startup or has an existing company is not thinking of rewiring using AI, they are bound to get disrupted or not survive at all. And AI actually, and I'll add one more thing, I know it's a slightly longer answer, but we had, the industrial revolution, the internet revolution, and we had many major paradigm shifts in the past. The biggest difference in this shift today is that technology is changing so fast that if you don't adapt, you will not survive. As an entrepreneur, as a founder, of not only existing companies, but a lot of new startups. So,
Thank you so much, Anshu. Harit, you have been a TEDx speaker, you have been an ex-president of TiE Chandigarh, and you run a very successful applications company, high tech, and now you are into AI and you consult for large companies. What you are seeing in the market, what's happening, what type of projects you see coming your way, and how you are helping large customers of yours with enabling them with the AI.
Right. Thank you. So before answering that question, I would like to congratulate A.K. Mohanty ji, his wife, all the TiE Bhubaneswar charter members. I know after a few hours, you'll get a very good sleep. As an organizer, a couple of years back, I know how hectic it gets, especially for the first TiEcon. So congratulations to all of you for putting such a great show. When I walked into the conference room, I thought you're not doing your first, but you're doing your 10th perhaps. It was such professionally well managed, and I'm sure you've got a great support from TiE Global as well. So then, coming to your question, मुझे लगता है कि डर बहुत हो गया है लोगों को. Lot of people are afraid of AI, क्या होगा. When we started 2.5 years, so we come from a services background. When I went to a lot of clients of ours 2.5 years ago, I came back, I was in my boardroom with some of our seniors, and इसका job जाने वाली है सबकी. It's end of all of us. 2 साल बाद, I think we have doubled our revenue. किसी की job गई नहीं, नई तरह की jobs बनी हैं. So what is happening today is a lot of companies, especially services companies, are productizing their services through AI. So if you do one service, see if fully or partially you can productize that using AI. So that's one model that a lot of clients are thinking towards, and that's going to happen in the next few years to come. When you also asked about the large scale companies, how are they using it? So for example, we get use cases ki ek paint company hai, one of the biggest in world. They are asking ki we used to test color schemes manually, color mix karte the, hame ek shade chahiye hota tha. Can you use an AI model to make a solution for us where we can just do it on our AI model and predict the composition that has to go through to get that color. There could be other cases where people are using, a lot of in healthcare, in agri-tech, genetic engineering, telemed, forensics. बहुत तरह के uses हो रहे हैं. As much as I read news, from our chair city, Hyderabad, Murli, you have to hear this if you have not. So Times of India published a very good news that IT department, income tax department used AI to detect or catch a income tax fraud. Now, what happened was this gentleman sold a home, and they had a long-term capital gain which they were trying to hide. And उन्होंने कुछ तो claims उसमें डाले to minimize the long-term capital gain. And income tax office in Hyderabad put it on the AI engine, and they caught it. You know what happened? The thing that happened was, in the bills that were submitted, they used Calibri body as a font. Now, Calibri body, AI said, was launched in 2007-8, but the bill that was submitted is 2002. So that's how they use. So that's how the leverage is happening, and every industry, I think डरने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. It's just that we need to be a little more open-minded. We need to adopt the use case in our case, and I'm sure the next generation of services company will also help. In enabling and building those agentic AIs and things like that. And I come from a time where there was no AI. मैं तो computer science engineer भी नहीं हूँ. All it took me is an 8 hours flight, download a YouTube tutorial, and start learning about it. अब मुझे खुद थोड़ी करना है. We have money, we can hire people, right? And all we need as founders is that ability to tell people what to do. And there are a lot of enablers whom you can get. So I think you need to be, just take it not too seriously. You need to just go with the flow, have good people by your side, and it'll be all done. So that's what my take is. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your answer. My next question to you, Anshu, is think of a tier 2, tier 3 city. Think of a founder who wants to build something in AI, where they should start, what they should do, how much money they need, what is the speed here, how they should approach the AI wave, what they should be doing here.
So good question, but more importantly, I don't think so. People should just build because AI is there, or say, I want to build something in AI. I think so. It's more important when I go to yesterday, the Additional Chief Secretary's presentation, he talked about the pain points in the Odisha ecosystem which are there, which are very different from some companies, industries, sectors in say Karnataka or somewhere else. So I do think that the first thing which you need to figure out is what is the problem you are trying to solve, okay? And it doesn't matter the scale of the problem, whether is this something which is venture friendly or not, because even the Kirana store owner at the end of the street is an entrepreneur. So it does not, everybody should have the mindset, okay, in and around there, for example, if a student who is studying at the engineering school out here and he does 4 internships, when he goes and does those internships, he will see and he will suddenly realize, hey, this is a small problem which can be solved. And that is what he needs to see. First is identifying that problem. The next thing is that how can he solve that problem? And for that, there are AI tools itself which will give him inputs where you can actually use AI to make your solution better, faster or not. What AI does is it gives you the ability to iterate faster and come to a solution which is optimal rather than what used to take 6 months or 6 years may take a 1 month to 6 months to do it. So I would, again, going back to your question, first is try to approach and figure out where is that small friction point which you can solve, and then move on to see how you can leverage AI to solve that.
Thanks a lot. Harit, to you, in agentic AI and applications related to AI, what a founder should be looking at if they want to develop something in agentic AI or the applications that you build?
I think, see, I have done a lot of conversations, at least in my local chapter, of all these agentic AI companies happening. My perspective still would remain, शायद tool बनाने अभी भी आसान है. It is difficult to sell them. And in ethos of our organization also, we always think progress over precision. And that progress will only come when you have some paying customers to buy it. A lot of agentic AI tools that are happening in the world are sitting idle with no money at all. The major reason is because they don't have the paying customer. They're a solution looking for a problem. Let's say it this way. So I think to build any agentic AI, rather than we being coders or some of us being coders, आप 1.5 साल 50 लाख 1 करोड़ लगा के उसको बना दोगे, you will need a similar kind of budget to sell it or to market it well. I think a lot of early stage founders are probably ignoring that. So my thing is that when you start with agentic AI coding, it is equally important to give similar amount of attention to the sales of it. बन जाएगा फिर क्या? When you can always say we will get a check from the investor, but there is a good investor sitting right off next to me. They won't write a check unless we'll have some POC or some orders from our potential clients. So that is what is really, really important. And a lot of talks and a lot of conversation that I have, I still tell them that doing agentic AI is easy. Probably selling them is still hard, as it will be for any conventional industry or any conventional product.
Thank
Can I
yeah,
add something?
sure.
So here's, I know there are a lot of entrepreneurs sitting in this room. One of the important things to note is that the technology change is happening so fast. While it's amazing that, I talk to a bunch of people who say, hey, I'm trying to build something like this. I'm building this solution. It's fantastic. However, you have to think, what is the relevance of your solution 5 years from now or 10 years from now, whether this will even be relevant. For example, I can think today that even the phones as we see it today, which has a number pad to dial, 10 years from now, you'll just have a blank screen. You just ask a question, whether that question is dialing out to somebody, whether that question is, I need this report, whether this question is book my ticket through an AI agent, everything will be voice. There'll be no, I'm saying this thing 10, 15, 20 years from now, where you don't need everything. You have agents going across, and these are virtual agents talking to different databases, getting information, answering questions, preparing reports. So I would highly recommend think 5, 10 years from now before really spending too much time on your solution. And second, most importantly, what he mentioned, you don't need to invest, 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 1 crore in building a solution. Have a talk with the customer and see. You can build something on a pen and paper and an Excel and see if the customer is willing to pay for it. And there's a very famous or beaten analogy or beaten anecdotal statement talking about, well, it's a painkiller or a vitamin. Is it actually a painkiller or a vitamin? If it is a vitamin, nobody's going to pay for it. You need to see whether it's a painkiller.
Harit, would you like to add something to it?
I think he just kind of summed it, very, very well. If it is a painkiller and there is no pain, you have to first induce the pain and then give the painkiller. So probably the world works that way, But I think he's right that it has to be a solution, not looking for a problem, but vice versa. So I think that he summed up very, very well. And I think one more thing that is happening is for companies like 8, 10, 15 years old who are in services like mine, AI companies are new, services companies are old in India at least, and services company, what they have, they need to realize their potential is they have clients, they have people who pay, they are into the vendor system of a lot of these big companies. Any AI companies that is coming up across in the US who's new into the market, just sit on the table with them, boss, you have the technology, we have the clients. Trust me, on almost always all occasions, it'll be the people who have the clients would win out of the deal and not the person who has the technology, because sales drive everything at the end of the talk. Yeah.
Yeah, if there is no sales, there is no business. So since a lot of people in the audience said that they are either building in AI or they are thinking of building in AI, and I know you have a hard stop at 1 because you have to catch a flight, I would like to start taking questions. So, please line up, ask your question very briefly and get the answers from the panel. This is a great opportunity, in all these sessions, starting yesterday, we have been allowed to take 1 or 2 questions. Today, if possible, we'll be taking 10. So please line up and ask your questions.
Looks like our session went well. We have questions,
Hello.
right?
Yeah, my question to Harit ji. In this advancement of AI, particularly where the intellectual property rights will be taken care of.
Where is the intellectual property?
Yeah, intellectual property. Means any development or any improvement for
It's a good question. I'll answer it in 2 ways. One is what I got, and you can clarify if I got your question right. So there has been a debate, globally, that if AI writes a code, if AI does the invention, who is the founder? Of that idea.
Yes.
So different countries have taken it different way. The developed countries like US, Europe, and
my
everybody.
question is perspective to India only.
To India only?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think India would follow the same league as the developed countries are doing. It is the person who uses the AI to develop something. The person who uses, for example, if I use ChatGPT and it gives me certain code, if I use Claude or whatever Cursor or Lovable to generate my code, it will be me who will be the founder and not the AI. There have been some cases in South Africa, some cases, in the Middle East, where they have also added AI as the second inventor. But I think as per my knowledge goes, India would be sticking to the point that the person जिसका idea है या जो use कर रहा है AI को to make that invention will still be considered as the owner of the intellectual property.
The user is the inventor of that.
The inventor, yes.
Or the developer who has developed that AI platform.
So for example, if it is my company, I'm the founder, and I have a team of developers who are using it. Basically, you're paying salary to him. In your contract that you do an agreement with them, you would always have a clause that whatever inventions come from you, the company owns the right, not the individual, because you're anyways paying him the salary, to do his work.
Now, let's say, being very specific, let's say you are drafting a patent application and you were
Yeah.
using ChatGPT to prepare your background of the invention. So in that case, part of your work is being done by ChatGPT, and whether that means credit goes to the ChatGPT or that particular.
No. So see, again, let's say a case, if you've done an invention which has to do with manufacturing, and ChatGPT just did a grammatical or just wrote it. By the way, it is not a good practice, because what is happening is all of these things are under the non-disclosure agreement if you're working for some of your other clients, or you should actually not give ChatGPT knowledge that is not in public, because generally inventions by definition are things that are held by you and not disclosed to public before that time.
That's good. That's why I mentioned.
And if so, avoid it. I think we have more questions to take. I'll take it offline with you. Avoid it as much as you can. If still you use it, it'll be still you who will be the owner, not the ChatGPT.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Second question, please.
Hi, my name is Sanjeev. Actually, I have a question. What is the role of, see, the OpenAI has APIs which can solve many problems, but the problem is that the things has to be trained. So in applications like in healthcare or something, where actually the risk is very high, how you foresee the training and where the intellectual property of such train should hold? So what is the architecture or something about that?
No, you're saying is that in healthcare you train your database. Then
In healthcare, you train the database so that in diagnostic and all that, in treatment, it can help. But the problem is that where actually when you're using an API from OpenAI, how you can actually manage, or how actually it can be trained so that the healthcare problem are more accurate, and what is the regulation you foresee, like in foreign countries?
So regulations in AI world is a different beast right now. People are trying to capture it. For example, if my app, which is into healthcare, claims that it is gonna 100% predict the heart failures, and let's say my app actually fails one day, you hold the liability to go. It can go against you. However, a lot of apps that are happening in healthcare space are kind of predicting that, helping the doctor. They're helping the end decision maker, but they're not replacing the doctors. This will keep on till the time, because nobody or no app owner can right now take that liability on themselves that we are going to do it. In the terms of you training the models for your healthcare space, in the terms of data structures, again, I'm not sure what exactly would you like to say. Do you own the data? Do you own the app? Is that the question, or something else?
Let me add. I think so. You also reference that how do you get a better output from the data? If you're talking about that, you basically, the annotation or the data which you have, the quality of the data is another science itself to make sure that the outputs are better. And the second aspect is obviously the evals is a big part today, which is actually moving into a science itself, where you have better evals to make sure that the product which you are building has the right output, which aligns with whatever accuracy you're saying, which is 80%, 90%, or whatever it is. And not only that, to train the model, you need to use the data. Now, where is the intellectual property of that data should reside, and who owns that? Because that's where actually we are struggling with. No. So you are asking is that who owns the IP if you are training based on public data? Is that your question? Not public data. Is actually in a hospital you have to have an arrangement with them. There's a lot of issues in India. I think so. There are contracts out there, and there's another set of companies which are coming up. What they are taking is, for example, if somebody is doing analysis of X-rays, for example, and to come up with, say, predictions on lung cancer or any other cancer. Now there's this new concept coming in where there'll be companies in the middle who will be the interface between the data provided by all the hospitals, because everyone signing an agreement with 100 companies to try to protect their data is going to be a challenge. So there'll be a layer in between, which will ensure that the privacy, not only the privacy of the data, but making sure that the contracts are being maintained?
No,
And again,
anyways,
this is a complex thing which is not answered clearly, and it is evolving. It will
Yes,
take time.
it is a complex question. If the APIs are paid, and I think your royalties and all are taken care of. If you're using a free API, I think you have to give the due credit in some way to the APIs, open source APIs from where you're taking the data.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, please.
Hi all. Good afternoon. Harit, my question to you is, when internet was boom, data was the democratized, intelligence was the leverage, right? Now intelligence has been democratized. So what will be the leverage? And my given with AI and different models coming up every quarter, the intelligence is now democratized. Now what will be the leverage going forward? Okay. And my constraint that I want to put is, due to some reason or other, Bhubaneswar has kind of lost 20 years of his time. Like Hyderabad and Bhubaneswar started almost in the same time, right? But 20 to 25 years of time has been lost. Bhubaneswar is because of the slow progress. Now, what Bhubaneswar should focus in the upcoming 3 years so that we recover that lost 20 years by using AI? What specific things that we should focus as a city so that we gain those 20 years of time lost?
I think jab jago tab savera. So my short answer is, we keep talking this about our city also for Chandigarh as well, that, that window has gone. How can we compete with Bangalore? How can we compete with Hyderabad? I think each of our states, the beauty of Indian cities and Indian states are, we all are sitting on a gold mine that we almost always ignore. If, for example, handloom is something that you guys so great in, why don't you create a hub and use AI there and become number one there? मतलब क्यों compete करना है आपको जहाँ पे कोई आगे निकल चुका है ना? If you know it's a losing battle, to change the battlefield. Why do you want to go into that? That's my perspective about it, and that holds true for our companies also. If I now think I'll create an email, can I in this my entire lifetime you beat Gmail? I could think, लोग कहते हैं कि I am possible भी possible है, but ये impossible ही है. At least for the next several years, unless I get a disruptive innovation and $1 billion check from him, then I may. But why would I try that? So my perspective will still remain focus on Bhubaneswar's strength. With the fascinated entrepreneurs with such a zeal. Why do you want to go into an area which is too crowded?
Yeah, I'm going to add something to that before. You look at Odisha, and we had a beautiful presentation yesterday. What Odisha was 25 years ago and what it is today. So if you go by that hypothesis that Hyderabad, Andhra, Telangana, whatever, they advanced so much, and we started off, Hyderabad and Bhubaneswar started off the same time, but Hyderabad has progressed so much. But why don't you go back and look at what Hyderabad was before Hyderabad progressed? So there has always been some catalyst of change, okay? Whether it is the CM out there, whether in Bhubaneswar, if I actually see, going to a number of cities, the ecosystem out here, and especially what AK and TiEcon and, the representation from the bureaucracy out here to put an impetus on to this whole initiative of entrepreneurship, startups, AI, it is phenomenal. I think it is more on to you today, how to leverage the framework, the infrastructure, and the city, what all it has to provide. And it is phenomenal. I can honestly tell you that the opportunity is really good for, for what has been done in the other sectors for Bhubaneswar and the state of Odisha to do over the next 5 to 10 years, and to actually be one of the, top destinations for startups and AI.
Thank you. My related question in this area was, now intelligence has been democratized. Everybody has access to all the AI tools. So what will be the differentiate for maybe as an entrepreneur, what areas we should focus so that we differentiate?
Your value and sales. सबके पास सेम है ना, तो ठीक है, आप अच्छे से बेचो. That's it. And I'd still think that if that is if focus on one thing and just build that as a brand image for yours. That's it.
Yeah, I'll add something like, and this is more relevant to a lot of the companies in the services area also, which has been there in the past. You have relationships and you have domain expertise. So leverage that relationship and domain expertise to understand what are the friction points you can solve. So that is the differentiation from other people, where you will have an edge in building a solution or a product which can do something smarter, faster, cheaper than your competitor with the domain expertise to make you come on top.
Thank you so much. This is all the time that we had. So, okay.
Good morning to one and all. So actually, we are talking about carbon footprints and green tech, clean tech, nature tech, environment tech, everything. So can AI solve the problem? Because if you have to go with all this reducing carbon footprints, then we need to also reduce the use of electronics. And we are dependent on laptops and mobiles and tablets for using AI. So can AI solve that problem of using electronics?
Bhai, ek cheez suno. If today you're talking about sustainability, cleanliness, and again, Bhubaneswar is a good example. If somebody is going littering the streets and creating trash out there, not recycling, not differentiating between wet trash and regular trash, how will AI solve that problem? AI cannot solve everything. There are certain things which AI can solve, certain things it cannot. You have to understand that things which are repeatable, can be automated, which are dull, there's certain frameworks on which where you can leverage AI. But AI is not the be all and the end all for solving everything. You have to have human in the loop, you have to have human in the process. But things which require a lot of complex calculations, which are repeated, which are automated, AI can definitely solve that. And there are a number of hundreds and hundreds of use cases in sustainability, ESG, so on and so forth, carbon credit, trading, so on, where it can solve it. I think that we are out of time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Harit. Thank you, Anshu, for being part of this panel and educating all of us about embracing the AI and the future of AI. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anshu. Great moderation.
Thank you so much to the entire panel, and I'll request President Shri Ashkan Mahanti to join on stage, do the honors and felicitate the panel. Wonderful discussion. Mr. Harit Mohan, Mr. Anshu Srivastav, Mr. Anshuman Sinha. We still do hear a lot of murmurs within the hall while the sessions are going on. I'll request everybody to please maintain a decorum while panel discussions are going on. Please, it's a humble request. It can disturb the panel when you are having such an important discussion and you see people talking right in front. So I'll request people to refrain from that and do that during the breaks. Small tokens of appreciation that we have been sharing with all our panelists from the TiE Bhubaneswar family. Thank you, gentlemen. I'll request the event team to add one more chair for the next panel. But before that, we have here amidst us Mr. Dheeraj Kumar Sinha, founder and managing partner, SilverX, and also an investor. I'll request him to use the TiEcon Bhubaneswar 2025 platform and address this gathering while we get ready for the next session. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon. Wonderful to be here. When AK calls, you have to come. So that's how I am here. AK said you have to come, and I came. I am a new member of, charter member of TiE Patna. Stay in Hyderabad. It's wonderful to be in Odisha, in Bhubaneswar, and I love the food and sweets of here. And that you can guess from my body structure. Yesterday when I walked in at around 10:15, 10:20, the room was full. I could not find a seat, for me, and that shows how wonderful, how successful this event was. And many congratulations to TiE Bhubaneswar team, AK, all the support team who are here for making this a very successful and impactful event. And it's good to see the senior leadership of TiE Global is also here, ensuring the participation and making it impactful. For my introduction, I am a lawyer by profession, but I moved into VC investments and angel investments 10 years back. I have been focusing on early stage investments, and that's what I keep on visiting smaller cities of India where we have talent, people, and a lot of incubation, acceleration, support, infrastructure. My previous fund was called Succeed, which was based out of Hyderabad, and through which I invested in around 60 companies, all focused on tech-enabled companies in edtech, deep tech, fintech, health tech, gaming, and digital economy and mobility. Directly also, I have been an angel investor for some time. I invested in around 25 companies, have seen around 8 exits, 2 casualties as well. But that's how the VC model is, right? You invest money, you mentor them, you nurture them, and you make large money in few deals. You make some average money in some deals, and then few more deals you get life lessons, right? So that's how the VC model is. But overall, the journey has been very impactful, enriching, exciting. I have met hundreds of founders, hundreds of talented founders, and I understand new technology, what is happening in the tech world, what is happening in fintech, what is happening in edtech, how the market changes in 6 months. We have seen AI coming in, and changing a lot of business models. A lot of companies have now gone shut down in 6 months, and many more have come up, because of the technology, how the technology has moved it, right? So that's how it has been, the journey, enriching, learning new technology, meeting a lot of founders, life lessons from their struggle, hustle, bustle, and pivoting and perseverance and all that. If I can talk about currently what I'm doing, I am setting up another fund of 1,000 crore, hopefully. That's the number in mind, which will be investing in probably 25 growing early stage companies, focused on tech, AI, healthcare, and space tech and defense tech and all. So that's the focus would be in my new fund. It should be ready by say Feb, March next year, where we start investing. So need your wishes for that. My connection to Bhubaneswar has been a few years. I have been many friends who have been from this part of the world. I grew up in Bihar, studied in Delhi, so you see a lot of Odia friends there. In Hyderabad, where I'm situated, I'm based here in Hyderabad for last 18 years. You see a lot of people from there. I'm also one of the mentors of the KIT TBI here. I work with their startup, their cohorts and all. And as I said, the food and sweets of Odisha, amazing. My best wishes to the TiE Bhubaneswar for the growth of the membership, for AK, who has done a wonderful job. He's a good friend for some time. And all the entrepreneur here, TiE is a wonderful setup, wonderful platform where you can meet a lot of people from different walks of life, and you get connected, you get help. So you just need to ask. So that's what is all about it. I'm looking forward to meet you guys again. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
So we'll of course take this opportunity. Thank you so much for your address, and we'll request Ayush Kanji to do the honors to felicitate him before we move to our next panel discussion. Thank you. All right, we'll move to our next session without any further delay. This one is building India's AI's backbone through data centers and cloud infra. I'll request the panel and the moderator to join on stage with a round of applause from all of you. So let's welcome Mr. Somen Das, Associate Director, Accenture Security, Mr. Sudhir Jaiswal, President and CEO, ESSPL, Ms. Reshma Gupta, AI Business Head, Hitachi Systems India, and Mr. Manish Pandey, Infosys Cybersecurity Practice Head, who would be moderating the session. We have with us Mr. Somen Das, an experienced cybersecurity professional specializing in application vulnerability management for large enterprises with extensive web application landscape. At Accenture, he has led and matured robust application security programs, including vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, and compliance with industry standards. He has expertise in automating security content for niche clients and leveraging cloud-based tools. He is also proficient with leading security scanners and is a skilled communicator, regularly presents actionable metrics and assessment results to leadership, drives remediation efforts, and conducts security awareness training. We have with us Mr. Sudhir Jaiswal, President and CEO, ESSPL, accomplished international business leader with over 30 years of experience across IT, automotive, farm equipment, and steel industries. And his career spans leadership roles at Tata Steel, Ashok Leyland, Mahindra & Mahindra, and also as CFO and board member of Mitsubishi Mahindra Agriculture Machinery Tokyo. He is also an active mentor to startups, a member of the Indo-Japan Business Council, and serves on the boards of several companies in India and abroad. And we have with us Ms. Reshma Gupta, Head AI Business, Hitachi System India, with over 24 years of experience spanning banking, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence. She leads the AI Business Head at one of India's foremost system integrators, Hitachi Systems India. Career is defined by bridging visionary technology with real-world execution, delivering AI solutions that are secure, scalable, and inclusive. A recognized thought leader, she has been instrumental in helping enterprises and public sector organizations navigate the complexities of AI adoption, has also advised on initiatives aligning with India's national digital transformation and AI missions. Passionate about sustainability, she champions the adoption of green data center practices and hybrid cloud models that balance agility, compliance, and environment responsibility. Is a mentor to the next generation of AI professionals, particularly focusing on women in tech. And of course, the session will be moderated by Mr. Manish Pandey, Infosys Cybersecurity Practice Head, a seasoned leader with over 26 years of experience in consulting, solution, product management, innovation, IT services, large program management, execution across the globe. At present, he's working as Cybersecurity Delivery Unit Head of Europe and RW. Prior to moving to cybersecurity, he worked as DU Head of Test Consulting Practice, Head of Delivery for Water Utilities in Europe, Product Owner of Infosys Smart Grid Products and Platform Smart Grid Edge in the areas of grid analytic, customer self-service, smart home, energy efficiency, demand response, energy management, and demand side management. So I'll request Mr. Pandey to take this session forward from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the introduction. So very relevant topic. First of all, Mr. Mohanty and team has selected. So huge round of applause for all the organizers who are here. And we are going to discuss on very relevant topic today. And if you see what happened yesterday and so far, we have been hearing that how India is taking shape with the AI for India or India AI mission. Central government is investing on huge infrastructure and almost all the sectors. We talked about that economic growth, a global competitiveness India is building up. E-governance, we saw that Odisha policy, it is there in front of our table. If you see that almost all the sector, agriculture, healthcare, education, everywhere AI is coming up. And there's several government bodies are there who are supporting, example, India AI independent business divisions, Digital India corporations, and same time, complete ecosystem is getting built. The system integrator who are sitting here, we are part of that. And then we have several public sectors, government bodies, NGO partners, some of the thought leaders like NASCOM and TiE, all are contributing into this journey.
But what are the, so we will be focusing on not just policy. Policies are discussed and will be discussed in future sessions as well. Since we are system integrator, we will be trying to bring some of the implementation aspect, some of the execution aspect. So before I go to Mr. Jaiswal, would like to share some of the data, which is important, and these are publicly available data. First is India has around 20% of world data. So we are generating 20% of the world data, but we have just 3% of data centers. So this is one of the fact. And in fact, because of digitization, let's take the example of Odisha government. Almost all the initiatives are digitized. So huge number of data we are going to further generate, but we do not have that much data center locally in India. So that is one data. Second data point I have here is data center. When we talk about that, the infrastructure, the cables, the space, the land, everything is available in the metro cities. How the tier 2, tier 3 cities can be taken ahead. So in this case, how Odisha can come as one of the prime destination for having the most of the data center, because we are talking about that, how the 3% of data center can further improve upon. Then some of the also things we have is the, I saw the previous panel got some question on sustainability. So when we talk about 1 megawatt data center, the carbon emission is equivalent to 2,000 cars. So more data center is also going to put pressure on our environment, sustainability. Each one of us have ESG goals. So how we can balance between the ESG goals. And then I have another data point to share with all of you is that with the aspiration India has as a India AI mission, by 2030, probably 45 to 50 million square feet of land will be required. So data center, of course, when we talk about the private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, but ultimately you need space, you need infrastructure, physical space, you need racks to keep the infrastructure. We talked about GPUs, 10,000 plus GPUs are required, right? So huge infrastructure. So with this data point and the kind of policies and mission our central government and each of the state governments have, would like to go to Mr. Jaiswal for, Jaiswal, how you are seeing that, sir, how this infrastructure setup or data center setup is going to shape in India, and what kind of things to be taken care? Do you see some challenges? How smooth the journey would be? So throw some light on that, how this data center with this transformation journey will be setting up in India and maybe locally in Odisha as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. And before that, I thank Mr. A.K. Mohanty for organizing this TiEcon. It's a wonderful platform for people to come together and celebrate entrepreneurship, as he put it there. So thank you so much. Coming to this question or data point you put across, before that, I run an IT services company, and all my customer, actually the CEOs and CIOs, they have only one question to ask. What can you do, you means your company, to bring down, using AI or generative AI, to bring down my IT spend by 20%. So just brings this point that, and this question is asked to most companies. And if you see any search, roughly people say $400 to $500 billion to be added in Indian GDP through AI work, right? Generative AI combined together, right? Plus the data point you said that India generates / consumes 20% of world data, while we have 3% data centers, right? Okay. Now, to work on AI and Gen AI, fundamental thing is that you need to train and compute data. Fundamental thing. And on the top of it, it should be a very low latency, no time cap kind of thing, low latency infrastructure requirement, right? And these three things put a different kind of spanner all together. Because once you want to have AI solution, there are two aspects of it. One is infrastructure, second is the application part of it. Today, while you see all the companies of the world making money, including NVIDIA #1, is on the infrastructure play. Very few companies you see in application space of generative AI, which is there elsewhere. As you see Google and Zomato everywhere, they are on traditional, application space. They are not on Gen AI space. It's wide open to that, where we have to work on. For that, you need to train and compute data, and that requires huge amount of energy. And therefore, also requires low latency. That means data centers on a regional basis. So there, what is required now? 2-3 things here is very important. One is that need of regional data centers, for example. That is very important because it has to be around the AI clusters, or industry hubs. It has to spread across. And today, if you see in India, mostly it is around if you see Chennai and Mumbai, because they have landing stations there. And good news is that in Odisha, I was talking to Mr. Panda, we're looking at a landing station here so that we can have data centers around that. Also, on the top of it, when you talk consumption of energy, it requires a place where it is low cost and reliable. And Odisha, fortunately, it is a surplus power state where we get reliable power. So this is one case we need to consider, reliable power at very low cost. And third is, on top of it, it has to be sustainable. And you talked about somewhere in carbon credit, other things. Then the idea is to look at the renewable source of energy. But one aspect comes across, which was talked in the beginning, is the policy issue, because it requires huge investment. And then whether the government invests there, gives subsidy to the operators, because application developer cannot invest in that much infrastructure. Just to give a perspective, we say CPU in a normal application. I guess most of you know what is the cost of a GPU, basic GPU you want to buy to run AI application. Can you guess? It's not less than 10 lakhs rupees. It's a huge cost. A very basic GPU will not do anything. If you want to train a particular set of data, somebody talked about how it's solved in my company. 10 lakhs rupees, even GPUs available on the cloud, the kind of cost required is humongous. Of course, AI mission of government India is put $1.2 billion, 10,000 crores rupees, which is nothing to solve this problem, right? So need a public sector, private sector collaboration here to see how either the investment comes down or even doesn't come down, because it requires high speed computation, high speed training of data. That is a must to have it. Second, on the associated things, not on energy, then requires high level of cooling of the energy, which is, the processing things comes up, right? Optical fiber, and on top of it, the talent development. If you call that as part of infrastructure, that is also important. You need a skilled talent people to handle this infrastructure. So coming back to data centers, yes, is very much required. Apart from the need of the industry, there is an angle of compliance and geopolitics which you see across. You need, for compliance reason or because of Personal Data Protection Act, you need data to be localized apart from a latency requirement. I know a particular customer of ours, I can't name now, they've had a data center somewhere else because of cost reason, but now they find this latency requirement is so much, their low latency requirement and compliance requirement, they have relocated the entire thing. So as a strategy, this is a good situation for government of India and state government to see this is an opportunity as well to have a distributed data centers. So a couple of things here, energy, distributed data centers, and policy involved in that.
Very good insight. So I would like to ask one question to audience. I know our audience always asks question. How many of you are sitting here to build your career as an entrepreneur, or you want to really looking for new ideas for your startup? Just raise your hand. Okay, quite a lot of. So if you see here, Mr. Jaiswal is also giving some tips to you, because tier 2 cities are going to be looked into as a center for data center. So data center plus associated entire ecosystem, consider that huge amount of investments and kind of growth opportunities will be coming up. And certainly we do not have player. This is a white space for India. Most of the countries, if you see developed countries, they are 20 times, 50 times ahead of us. And we really want to compete with them. My introduction, you heard about the smart grid. I was there in smart grid, smart cities kind of projects earlier. We started 50 years, 30 years after where developed countries were there, and we bridged that gap very rapidly. In Bhubaneswar, we are talking smart meters. And if you talk about the AI, in the traffic signal, we are talking about the AI-enabled traffic. So I'm pretty confident the way India is adopting any new technologies or any initiatives, it will be much ahead of the other developed countries. So in this case, the data center, maybe after 2 years, 3 years down the line, we'll be talking about that. How many data centers we have? Can we have one consortium of data center providers? Such kind of startup companies can come together, share their ideas. So very good insight Mr. Jaiswal has given. I would like to share some more data, then I'll go to Ms. Reshma. First of all, AI is going to, the revenue point of view, 400 billion it is going to add in the Indian economy by 2030. It's a big number. Second is around 1.5 million talents who are coming in the market. basically several talents are coming up. And Indian government is also planning to train around 1.7 million talents in next 2-3 years. So huge investments are coming for training, reskilling. Same time, all the initiatives, whether it is sponsored by central government or Odisha government or any state governments, are going to influence several digitization, or let's say digital transformation we are going to see in our neighborhood. So along with that, certainly huge amount of data we are going to exchange with each other. So in this case, several data privacy, data security, data sovereignty related questions, threats will come. We all will have apprehensions. I'm going to set up one data center. I'm going to share my data with some unknowns. How those things will be taken care. So would like to hear from you, Ms. Reshma, what is your point of view on that? And as a common man, as a entrepreneur, as a startup companies, as a all IT professionals, what are the things to be taken care, or anything else you would like to share in this regards?
Thank you very much for that question. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a wrong time to have this kind of a session, especially when all of you are waiting for lunch. We'll try to see, it's just 12-13 minutes, so please bear with us. And a great introduction given by Diksha as well, so thank you for that. Now, when it comes to data sovereignty, I'm sure all of us are aware of the DPDP Act 2023 that has come in, which once enforced will ensure that our PII and PHI data is sovereign, it's localized. As the gentleman here mentioned, we produce 20% of the world's global data. All the LLMs are learning on our data, all right? So where is the question of data sovereignty right now? Right now, it is a free-for-all, kind of a architecture that we have. Post-DPDP coming in, and that is something that we at Hitachi Systems also advocate, to say that a lot of companies now should look at owning the data. This is something that we own to our citizens, so that they can trust that their data is safe. Their PHI, PII data is not available for everyone. And a very important step, actually, India is very forward-looking in this sense. The first data sovereign cloud, which is Meghraj, which was done under the governance of MeitY and NIC, was there in existence since 2014. It's only now, with a whole lot of geopolitical changes that are happening around us, this has come into existence. So my urgent request to everyone would be, we should definitely go vocal for local. All right, we should look at ensuring that our data is sovereign. When it comes to, just I think 2 days ago when ChatGPT 5.0 was launched, Sam Altman in his speech mentioned that India is actually the second largest users of AI tools, first one being US. With a scale of 1.6 billion people, I think we should overturn the #1 country very soon. So when that is the scale of data usage or AI usage that we're talking about, sovereignty of data is that much more important. In August, I think, we had this article coming in from Times of India, which says that Starlink, which is Elon Musk's initiative, there also they were actually arm-twisted to say that, the data that actually goes out, it should not go out to US, it should be in India. So I think we are very, very poised. We are properly, in the right place. We are at an inflection point at this point in time to ensure and to twist the so-called superpowers to ensure that, while they are learning on data, our data should be sovereign to India itself, because that's something that we owe to our citizens.
Well, thank you so much, Reshma, very relevant topic. So I would like to now go related to what data privacy, data security, we talked about that. Another thing is that overall security, because we are talking about that AI, building AI backbone for India. And for that, we are going to talk about data center setup and cloud setup. So how the security will be coming up. And same time, we all are experiencing, in fact, the people who are native of Odisha, every day, especially I read Times of India, you might be seeing that one security incident, one in Behrampur, someone got digital arrest. Some places IDs are impersonated. Some places people are losing money. And me and coincidentally Somen, both of us are from cybersecurity, and we have been contributing to our police commissionerate office in some of the cybersecurity aspects. So would like to cover in the similar thing, because when we are thinking about that, setting up data center in Odisha, setting up data center in Bhubaneswar, or we are looking for bringing global data to the land of Odisha, and same time, how robust cybersecurity controls would be, whether we'll be able to protect, whether we'll be able to provide India as well as Odisha as a safest destination for securing the data. And we have actually global threats. It is not like data is lost, is just taken ahead as a financial loss, reputation loss. It has regulations, it has penalties. It may actually terminate complete contracts. So with this aspect, Somen, from you would like to hear that what kind of cyber security threats you are seeing that with the data centers, and how it is going to, the water policies which central government and Odisha governments are coming up, whether it will be providing Odisha as a safest destination for the investment in the data centers and related areas.
Yeah, thank you, Manish, for that question. And before I answer that question, thank you so much, TiE Bhubaneswar, for this wonderful opportunity to be part of this August gathering and sharing the stage with the esteemed panel. In fact, it's a nostalgic moment for me because the gentleman who sits next to me represents a company where I started my career, which is ESSPL. The competition is also there, Manish, from Infosys. And Hitachi has been one of the customers I have worked for in the past. And special thanks to Ayeskant. I call him, in Odia, we call the brothers as Bhai. So I met him 2 months prior, and probably the stars and aligned. He saw something in me, and he thinks that I should be part of the TiE local chapter. So thank you for believing in the skill set of mine. Now coming back to the question, and before I answer that, how many of the audience that is here use ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini for preparing your speech or preparing a resignation letter in case you are switching companies, preparing what should be my article that I'm going to publish on LinkedIn? So at least almost every one of us. Have you ever asked, just go back and ask if you have not, based on my previous prompts, what is the characteristics that you find about me? Okay, you'll be surprised with the answer it will come back. Just ask, based on my previous prompts, what do you think about me? Okay, so it will create a complete character of yours laid out, and some revelations are astonishing. Now, if I tell you some of the chats that you share over WhatsApp and the links that you copy from these Geminis or ChatGPTs, those links we think are private, but the moment you share it, that link is private to you, but is it getting indexed? Because there are search engines, right, which are constantly looking for these indexes, and that is accessible for the threat actors. And this is I'm talking about at an individual level. Okay. Now, transpose this problem statement to an enterprise. When enterprises are looking to build IPs, intellectual properties, algorithmify that into those LLMs or small SLMs. Now that's what the threat is. Somebody can steal that. So data security or the protection of the data that we are accumulating in those LLMs by giving our contextual knowledge of the enterprise is one of the biggest threats that is coming up with AI, right? While we are using AI, so there are two aspects to it: AI for security as well as security for AI. So how do you ensure that the data that you are feeding the LLM models are being secured? The first thing is ensuring the data that we are giving is being secure from an encryption standpoint at rest, as well as when we are transferring it, okay? That's one of the guardrails. Then this second aspect of it is the AI thrives on accuracy of the result that we expect. We talk about hallucination and everything in the previous panel discussion. We want the data that comes to us is more accurate. Now, imagine those data are being tampered with we are looking at, and India is well poised for an infrastructure growth. And we are seeing digital twins happening. We have virtual models of critical infrastructure. One of the initiative which is happening is we have now human hearts are being replicated as a digital twin, which is being fueled by LLM models and AI technology in the back end. Those are all collected through sensors or IoT devices. That's where we are heading at. We are now collecting or connecting our cyber physical world, OT, into AI system so that we can leverage the LLMs to come back with very accurate prediction what we are going to invest in. Now, if those are tampered with, we do not get the accurate information. We are not talking about just losing of data. We are now talking about life and death situation. If somebody is more, twinning the heart rate of an individual, they could die. If somebody could increase the temperature of a plant, they could die. So all these aspects are very critical when we are looking at AI, and these are the guardrails we need to look at: tamper-proof protection, zero trust architecture, ensuring that we have multi-factor authentication engraved, so security by design of the AI ecosystem, and privacy by design, as Resma ma'am just said. So we need to look at all these aspects, which will ensure that when we are ready to launch an application or talk about AI, we are figuring out the security by default from the ground up.
Yeah, thank you, Somen. So in this case, data center should be designed such a way security is embedded in the core infrastructure, and then a data privacy aspect also we have discussed. So in summary, what we discussed here is that, first of all, India is policy point of view, we have all in place. Same time, intention from the central government, Odisha government, and all the state governments are quite visible. They are certainly looking for more ecosystem to be developed, public-private partnership, the companies like us, the knowledge SMEs who are sitting here, the investors who are here. That ecosystem development is required for expansion of the data centers. We heard similar things from Mr. Jaiswal as well, how the investment in the core infrastructure, fiber optics and GPUs and others are required. And certainly data privacy and security nobody can ignore. Since we are running short of time, we have just 1 minute, 20 seconds. Couple of questions we can take, and more discussion. Certainly, we all will be very happy to learn from you and share our knowledge over the lunch. So maybe 1 or 2 more questions. We have just 1 minute left. Raise your hand. I would request volunteers to reach out to those.
Looks like all are hungry and
yeah.
wanting to go for lunch.
Okay.
So I just
one question is there. I'm seeing. Just give your introduction also. Just please pass the mic.
Hi, I'm Asutosh. It was nice listening to you. So basically, during that time we talked about, you also talked about the requirement of an infrastructure regarding GPUs. A large amount of GPUs are required in the development of a localized sovereign LLM machine, which to create an industry grade or top tier model, we require more than 700 billion parameters LLM models, which requires plethora of GPUs and requires heavy money drain, which generally Indian audience, Indian VCs do not have that kind of environment. So what would you have to say that the requirement of the amount of finance that is required to generate that level of model in India?
So,
yeah, I just said, mentioned that it requires huge investment for sure. Okay, and we talked in the morning also. It has to be funded through 2 ways. By the way, India AI missions have kept around 10,000 crores rupees already for GPU clusters, but maybe that is not good enough for sure. So it requires policy intervention in terms of subsidies or incentives or tax breaks, one set of that. Also, it requires a larger framework, a larger mindset of public-private partnerships. We have built dams and ports and many other things through public-private partnership. So this kind of digital infrastructure or digital data centers on the private cloud we talk about also will come up through public-private partnerships. It has to run a different model altogether. It should be seen as a natural monopoly, as we see in economics case, that there cannot be more than 5 power suppliers in one particular locations. It has to be given that kind of status. And definitely it will happen, because the first point he talked about, before you mentioned the requirement, India consumes 20% of world data, while we have only 3% of data centers. Or like in US, per million you have around 20, and India it is 1. So much of gap. It has to happen. It will happen through public-private partnership, the funding part. B is the policy intervention. It will happen. It is happening already. A lot of private companies are actually willing to invest in data centers in Odisha. You'll come to know very soon.
Incidentally, we were, just to add to Sudhir ji, we were having a discussion to say that the amount of money that has got, cordoned off for the India AI mission, all right, which is $1.2 billion, which is 10,000 crores roughly, is actually going to get exhausted in a matter of, months, once we start this. So yes, there is a lot of, this journey is not a solo sprint. It is a relay. It is a relay between the policy makers, the corporates, and the academia. Once that triage is completed is when we will be able to achieve our dream mission. Yeah, I hope that answers.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So with this, we would like to conclude this panel. And on behalf of panel, would like to again say thanks to Mr. A.K. Mohanty sir and entire organizer of TiEcon. And over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much to our entire panel. I'll request President TiE Bhubaneswar, Shri Ashkan Mohanty, to join on stage, do the honors to felicitate our panelists. And we have also an important announcement right after this panel. Before, of course, we break for lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you all know, we'll have a very short lunch break. I'm saying that in advance. We are expecting Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, to be here with us for the valedictory ceremony. So we have to ensure that the post-lunch sessions start on time, end on time. We are expecting him to be here with us around 5 p.m. So the target is to complete everything by 5 p.m. for the closing ceremony. Thank you. Now it's time for an MOU exchange, ladies and gentlemen. We heard Mr. Anshuman Sinha from Startup Steroid the session before. I would like to invite him on stage because TiE Bhubaneswar and Mr. Anshuman Sinha from Startup Steroid, we are doing exchange of MOU. I'll request Secretary, Mr. Ananda Prasad Padhi from TiE Bhubaneswar to join on stage. The idea is to promote Odia entrepreneurs across the globe and have a knowledge collaboration between Startup Steroid as well as TiE Bhubaneswar. An MOU exchange ceremony between Startup Steroid and TiE Bhubaneswar.
So the purpose of this MOU is to bring all the startup of Odisha in front of US investors. we have a platform, TiE has implemented it, and through which you can come and apply to the platform and you create your profile, and the profile will be able to, right now with 3,000 accredited investors in the US. And once a local chapter like, TiE Bhubaneswar does the due diligence, deep dive calls, term sheet negotiation, and wants to invest in you, then they can put this deal from here, from Bhubaneswar, to the syndication wall, which means that, all the 65 chapters or 67 chapters in 14 countries will be able to see that here is a company which is available for further investment, and we can create a SPV, a special purpose vehicle, to input the money, a smaller check, $10,000 from each investor. But that will become $1 million check once more and more chapters start collaborating. One of the other aspect of this platform is that be ready before you go in front of investor. And how do you do that? Once you create your profile, we will give you a ready score. And the ready score is dependent upon all the application forms that you have filled, all the documents that you have uploaded. We have a built-in AI engine which will run a report, go through your GTM, go through your financial, and give you a ready score, and also tell you where you are lacking, what US investors are looking for. And if you complete all those things, your chances of getting investability becomes much more higher. So I would suggest once the white label is ready, go there and upload your profile so that we can see it from California, from all over the US, and then start investing in you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So time for our ODI entrepreneurs to shine in the US as well. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a very short lunch break. I expect everybody to join us by 2:30 p.m. We need to start very quickly our post-lunch technical sessions, since we are expecting the Honorable CM for the valedictory ceremony by 5 p.m.